Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone. It's Matt here, or
Hey.
the Leviathan Devil. Very quickly, before I get into introducing everyone today, actually, I'll introduce everyone first because I think one of you wants a bit of a better recap than I typically give. So, currently, the person who is here and right below me is everyone's favorite person in the middle of making a new character because time travelers are complicated. Lightsbane.
Yeah. Yeah, how's it going?
And then below him, and then below the next person who's currently getting a drink, we have everyone's favorite cryptid, Sasquatch.
Hey, how's it going?
And then the player who was here yesterday and today, we've got everyone's favorite rogue, Zeros.
Mm.
Um, and then we're waiting on Meme Name to get back with his drink, which is perfectly fine. I have no problem with waiting. Um, so I guess I can do a small, quick recap and then go into any questions when Meme Name gets back. But okay, last session you guys learn that you are missing about 2 weeks of memories, which we'll get back later on in the campaign, and thus I'm going to copy pasta your characters uh, sometime in the middle of this current level to deal, or so at the end of today's episode, I'll copy pasta your characters, or whenever they're, yeah, today's episode, copy pasta them. But basically, those 2 weeks happened, and now you had to escape Taldor because things went to shit for you there in a way that is even worse than the first time you went to Opara. The city
I
got
wonder
sacked.
what happened.
The city got sacked by a nation called Babel. And then you guys got thrown in jail because you were blamed for the disappearance of the Empress and Emperor, which may or may not have a small bit of merit to it.
Matt and Aurora, or
So Matt went off on his own. That's not your fault. People think you were responsible for Aurora getting going missing, unless you were thrown into a
oh,
cell and basically barely fed and barely hydrated for like a week. And you guys had
uh,
to make a deal with one of your previous devils in order to get out of there without getting into a fight with the much more powerful than usual guards. Um, because you guys are sort of realizing that Opara and Taldor as a whole got thrown into a little puppet government. Because, part of you guys not going to deal with the stuff in the Runemaker household was not the greatest idea. Like, Lapis is fine, by the way. Currently, if you want to know where Lapis is, she's with Pradith. Which, might be okay. It's not the best
Lapis
thing,
is with
but
Praedyth.
yes. And then, you got on a boat with Gavilan's friend Morgan Child, the pirate queen, as you know her nickname to be. She takes you to a place called Hope's Perch in a area I've mentioned before called the Time Lost Islands, which is what this map here is. It's a bronzed
The
out
Timeless
version of
Island.
the Time Lost Islands. Yes. I
I'm
would like to
lost.
mention that this small pocket of space time, originally started off as as a small archipelago, has re-emerged in due to the amount of time it's been. They've re-emerged into more of a small amount of the continent of Aslant coming back up too. So the space time pocket is larger inside than outside. If that makes sense. And time moves
Wow.
faster here too. On top of it, there's lots of exotic foods, plants, animals, a lot of unique magical items, magical spells, a lot of really cool stuff in this place. However, Nihil's been in charge for about the 1,000 years as far as documentation goes. But as far as you're able to intelligently guess, it's more like 1,200 years. Because 40 years ago is when Liara disappeared or faked her death, and or 42
We'll
years
go.
ago. So 40 years is an
32
approximate
or
guess.
42.
Yeah. Based upon the story of what you guys know of Nihil, she just set off to sail to hopefully like put herself out of her own misery one way or another, and then came across this place, snapped, and like now everyone here does not age past peak physical and mental maturity. Uh, and anyone born here also gets that same curse, and anyone who gives birth here also gets that same curse. And it's a curse because your two options are places like Hope's Perch, run by pirates, where the only thing keeping you from getting killed is the fact that people are agreeing that if one gun gets pulled, all guns get pulled on the person who pulls the one gun.
Aggressive, non-aggression.
Yeah, it's sort of like the Switzerland approach to neutrality. It's aggressive non-aggression pact. Like the NAP is enforced aggressively, right? And then you have Babel, which is the ultimate form of tyranny, where people who are under the rule of Babel, outside of very few
Like
individuals,
Babylon.
people who are under the thumb of Babel tend to think that the government is just in every action they take, despite the fact they're starving, or despite the fact they wiped that entire, city off the map, They're always doing the right thing, apparently. So, outside of the people who agree more with the pirates, you don't find too many people who are really standing up to the tyranny of Babel. And unfortunately, the kingdom that attacked you guys was Babel. So you guys
The kingdom of Babel is attacking us, who's filled with people who believe everything they do is right.
The kingdom of Babel attacked you guys in Opara and started putting a puppet government in place in Opara. However, to escape the puppet government that was going on, you escaped to the one place that Babel controlled. Entirely, almost.
Oh.
Yeah. Because you guys knew this was the only place Taldor could not feasibly follow you, but you did not know who was controlling the puppet government until you were already on your way. However, you're in a place, and you have the right amount of allies, and the right allies in particular, that you guys should not worry too much about running into the fire. You went out of the frying pan and next to the fire. You are dancing in between the two things of fire, but you're currently not burning.
We're in the frying pan, but we're not at the hot portions of the frying pan.
No, you're basically like in between the cracks of two fires the frying pan is being used on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you are dancing between certain death in any case, right? So the point of this arc, this is going to be from 12, where you currently are now, to 15 or 16, depending upon how things go. And other things to mention is not only are basically the one rule is the aggressively enforced non-aggression pact, but organizations do exist to sort of internally regulate their own people. So there's a Monster Hunters Guild, there's a Pirate Guild, there's even a local station of the Kusanagi Trade Union.
Ooh. Ooh. Let's see if we can try to...
Well, as far as you guys found out yesterday, this is actually a full-blooded sibling of Matt that was born here because and Pradith, to avoid the larger public eye, eloped in this area. And
what is
accidentally had a kid they couldn't take out of this area. And that woman is known as Yuri Kusanagi.
What is the brother of Matt like?
Once again, the child
is
Yuri Kusanagi.
Oh.
Just they take more after their mother in many ways, including gender.
Including gender.
Yes.
Wonder if that's hinting towards something.
Well, I guess you just they're other than their chick, yeah. So I wonder if that's hinting towards something.
Where are we at? Are we like at a
Let me show you the map of your new home. We'll be bouncing between this map with all these sprites on it and this wonderful map here. That is actual map I made for Hope's Perch using a tool. It is large, but if you zoom out to about 10%, you are able to navigate and see some of the more important things. The current inn you are staying at is covered by a blue block on the map.
holy Jesus?
Yes. This city
Okay.
is on an island. However, it takes up most of the island's territory on just the city part alone. The entire island is basically its own little kingdom. And Hope's Perch used to be where a silver dragon perched itself, but he took in anyone who wanted to live a life of freedom. So that included pirates and basically anyone who just wanted to not be ruled over by Babel. And supposedly he was killed by Apsu. Silver dragon. If I said blue, I meant silver. An ancient silver dragon apparently killed by Apsu. Which, if any of you know anything about Apsu, doesn't seem entirely right. But more on that later.
Should I roll that, or my religion is crap?
Honestly, Apsu is a dragon. You could roll Arcana to see if that sounds like something Apsu, a gold dragon, would do to an ancient silver dragon.
I thought you said that was like a silver dragon.
No, the silver
Apsu is a gold one. Apsu
is a gold one, yes.
And the other one that was killed was a silver one.
So Apsu is the patron deity of metallic dragons. The reason they think it's Apsu is it's a gold, almost divine dragon. However, you can make a society check to see if there might be another suspect, Mr. Raphael.
Does anyone else want to? Okay, I'll do it. No!
Nope, they sound accurate.
Did you ask for a society check?
Yeah, you can also make me a society check.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, this is totally a normal thing. Yeah. Patron deities of metallic dragons kill.
I mean, they could.
Metallic dragons?
There are a lot of patron deities who will just outright kill you if you piss them off enough.
True, yeah, that's what Raphael thinks, yeah.
Well, I mean, more of, you can't think of any other godlike metallic dragons. Surprisingly enough, though, if you had rolled even a 2, you would have been able to think of one. So, the Leader of Promise is a gold dragon with divine levels of power. So, probably the guy who lives about 2 days away from here is being pissed off by another dragon stealing his shtick of running experiments on people. And in particular, the reason he would probably get pissed off is not sharing the results of his experiment. I cannot remember off the top of my head what his name is, but Promise is where Shadow comes from. Fun fact, upon Shadow putting this together last night, he is no longer allowed back in Promise.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shadow, no.
Because he knows too much about the nefarious dealings he's sort of affected by.
How do the people know that he know?
How do these people know that he knows?
Yeah.
The same way that people know what your faces look like for wanted posters. Scrying spell.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah.
Or
speaking of which, I have bounties for you guys, and I think I do not remember what I actually gave you and Maple the other day. So doing. Oh right, no. Raphael has about $1,010,000,000 gold tendril bounty. Which gold tendrils are basically a far less valuable gold piece because they don't have as much abundance of gold or any other precious metals in their coins. And I believe Maple is around the 700 million mark.
Of what?
Bounties.
New bounty on you.
Tendrils are not as expensive as gold pieces outside of this area. Like, to the point where a gold piece that you hold versus a gold piece that someone holds within the area is about, like, 100... Your gold pieces are about 100 times more expensive due to the weight of the precious metals involved in making them.
I
'Cause-
do have a lot of gold.
Yes. And what better place to spend them than the Time Lost Islands? New spells, new magical items, like a lot of stuff.
New mechanics.
I've
No
not.
mechanics, but just same mechanics.
Same mechanics. I don't know of any new mechanics I've decided to implement yet. I'll tell you if there's any. And they probably won't be more than just a one-time thing. But all that being said, do you feel sufficiently recapped?
Got out of Talador, got angered the populace. We got we tried to escape, but we ended up in Babel, who was
No, you're
sort
not
of
in Babel.
puppeteering.
You're in the Time Lost Islands. They control most of this place, not all of it.
okay. We're between the yeah.
So, like, the areas you'll be exploring in this go-around are mostly safe territory.
Mostly safe.
Mostly safe.
Okay.
Because the thing is that the Kingdom of Babel has two armed forces, an army and a navy. And the navy and army both get, like, a kick out of going to places they don't control, finding criminals in those areas, and executing them.
Which one is, sorry, which nation is this? Or is
Babel.
it
This is Babel.
Yeah, Babel is the one with two. Gotcha. I think-
Also, another thing I should mention is that, you know, you're not here to rescue Matt. You know he's here because he's shown up. And
well, I know
he's
it.
fine.
Do the others know that? Do the other know that Matt is? I'm the only one from the vision, and like vision from the other timeline that was in the prison. Remember? So
Yep.
we're winding
Well,
it back.
So, considering what Matt's bounty poster reads, everyone knows.
Oh,
Because another thing is, all but like a couple of you are wanted only alive.
mm-hmm.
And you all have a list of crimes underneath yours are a reason why your bounty is so high. And Matt's literally says, "Runaway prince." That's all. That's all it says.
Well, everyone knows.
And you guys know that the current goddess, which is her actual ruling title for Babel, is Nihil.
Well, that's even better. I didn't know Nihil was in this one too.
And there are other noblemen who are basically treated like gods because not treating them as such is a punishable offense. But Prince is very, very not normal. In fact, as far as the people of Babel are concerned, this is the first one.
Oh, so they want a piece of him, don't they?
It's not necessarily they want a piece of him, it's the fact that I guess a good way of putting this to you is he's a good puppet.
Oh,
Thank you. Yes.
okay.
So he's a good puppet because even in Taldor, he wanted to change things, reform things, make things better. So for the people who are disenchanted by the illusion of justice that this tyrant puts forward, this seems like a spark of hope. And since people don't tend to think that Nihil's rule lasts forever, they think this prince is going to be succeeding them one day. This is the perfect puppet for Nihil's plans of keeping those unruly folks who would want to rebel in check.
Okay.
Because this is the circus. They're not giving them bread, but they are giving them circuses. So, any questions?
I'm not sure what to do other than try to find Matt.
Well, Matt's already been found.
Oh, I thought you said he's.
No,
Go
no.
ahead.
You guys ran into him in the inn when you woke up after your first night here.
Wow.
Because, like, this is, believe it or not, the reason you came here was not to save him. You weren't even sure he was here. And seeing him alive is just a bonus. However, though you and Zeros actually got handed coded books with coded messages between him and Glinda. So if you want to make me a society check to try and decode these, you will actually get to roll with advantage and a +2 because of a particular item you hold, Raphael.
Society check?
Yes. Well, advantage
Another
with
nat one.
+2. Advantage.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's a 35 because... So, you wouldn't have gotten more than Zeros did last night. And you probably would have gone with a similar strategy, trying to decode the first big message and the last big message. So,
Okay.
also I will point out another fun fact, probably pretty important to know, that you guys have not seen this man in about a month. He's not seen you in about 3 years.
Oh my gosh.
Because 30 days outside of here is about 2.5 years, and then another 2 weeks on top of that's about 3 years.
We're really skipping time, huh?
Well, he's
Oh
been through
dear.
a lot, so,
Yeah.
You
Let's
guys
rip.
aren't technically skipping much of anything, because you are
Oh,
the
sorry, my
POV.
bad. He's the one who's skipping time.
Yeah, but also he has the same curse as everyone else here, so,
Yeah.
3 years to, and so does Aurora now, because,
Rick.
so would you like to talk to him, see what he's been up to for a few years? Do you feel
No,
that's
I'm not.
a...
I'm wondering if this is all. Is this all gonna? Is it just me? Is it just Raphael? Or is it gonna be us together to do? I feel like it should be more of a like us together instead of just like,
I
oh,
mean, yeah, it could be an us together thing, or if, it could be an us together thing. And technically, Will did make a new character today, so, I've got to think of how to introduce him to. Do you have art for him yet, Will?
What?
Do you have art for him yet?
Art form? Wait, what?
Do you have art for your new character, Will?
No, well,
Hop on Hero
it's on the
Forge
other
and send it to
computer.
me.
It's the computer on the other computer, which I can go down and fix.
Well, I
but
mean,
I'll just find it.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
hop on Hero Forge and make something.
True. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I don't need a picture today, but
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll be able to. I'll be able to figure something out.
Also, I think you're gonna have a bit more time before I introduce you too.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you have some time to.
I mean,
throw
I'm still
something
working on
together
my character, anyways.
Yeah, and you have time to throw something together on Hero Forge too. So.
Yeah.
So. I mean, out of all of you, is there any of you who want to have a conversation with the man? Because whoever's in is in, whoever doesn't want to doesn't have to.
I am in. I am in. I am in. There's who is yeah, meme name. Do you want to join in? Maple.
What's up?
Do you want to join in and talk to Matt? He's been gone. Well, for him, us, it's been a month. For him, it's been 2 years.
It's been 5 weeks for you guys. It's been 3 years
5
for
weeks.
him.
3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? It's insane. You want to go talk to him with us?
Let's go.
Yeah. So we bring him with us.
What about you, Zeros? You want to come
Yuki,
with these
are
two?
you is it
Yeah,
is
it seems like the logical thing to do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so
once again, Matt went for a bit of a walk, and you would find him once again in the bar/dining area of this inn, which, by the way, the food is amazing. To the point where I'm not
Amazing
going to
food.
describe everything again until we are on a break, so that I can, or until I'm sure until I get food. I'm not describing everything again because
Fair
last time
enough,
I
don't get
described
yourself
this
hungry.
food, we had to take a 30-minute break because everyone got hungry.
We shall
So,
describe the inn later.
yes, we will describe the food later. But, Matt's sitting there, and another
him.
thing that happened, I would like to point out, is that because of the paradox that was about to occur, Sky Igniter is no longer an issue. In fact, Matt currently has Sky Igniter on him.
Neat. Now what am I gonna do with my life?
Well, rescue the nation of Taldor from the puppet government.
Why would we do that? I'm joking.
Just get a
For your paycheck.
That's your purpose in life. Live paycheck to paycheck, Maple.
Well, I mean, he has other purposes.
I know.
Well, I was just born, well, the day of us finding Sky Igniter.
Well, you mean the day of you guys starting the quest to find Sky Igniter.
Yeah.
So,
maybe you guys
fun
can.
fact,
Maybe you can look at the.
Sort of as you're leaving port to come here, you hear a new green man give you a message, Maple. Yeah, I'm your new guy. Yeah, sorry to say this, kid, your dad's dead.
This is the third time this week.
Third?
Oh,
no,
dear.
What do you mean third time? Like,
it happened those other times.
This week? What do you mean by this week?
What do you mean it happened other times? This is the one that created you.
Was that one time where he became dead, and that other time where he died?
No, not your
that
son.
One time was an illusion.
The Green Man has not been killed before. 1 second. Yes? As far as I am aware, the Green Man has not been actually killed before, but he's been threatened a few times.
That's not what I think.
Well, what do you think?
To be fair, you are a Leshy. You have a wild imagination.
True. The
So,
Maple Leaf be
honestly,
like, you were dead.
The new Green Man who is taking over providing you spell slots is just like, okay, so what you're saying is you're okay with this?
Yeah.
Okay, I like you. You seem to
Be
go
like,
with the
"Step,
flow.
step, step, yeah, Dad."
Yeah, you go with the flow of things. I like you. So, same deal as the last one. Just follow the same rules and do what you got to do.
You got it, Dad.
Yeah. Uh.
That boy ain't right.
Well, have fun where you're going, and that's basically that's basically how you get alerted that, how Nihil threatened to kill the Green Man back in the back when you guys were in Natumbu.
Yep.
That one was not an empty threat. That one was something she was planning to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember this thing.
Yes. Everyone else was not an entirely full threat. Yours was entirely, I'm going to do this. Because she didn't entirely think it would phase you until it happened. And she would be disappointed to find out it didn't phase you when it happened. Because while you are technically an adult, because yours kind is born as an adult child.
Yep.
You do not grow any more than you currently are standing. You don't you don't grow any more mature. You're at peak maturity for whatever you are. I believe Leshy, yes. So, you guys are able to basically head into the bar, see Matt sitting at the bar, not drinking anything, just, reading a book.
What is he reading? I'll look at what he's reading before we get go towards it.
Honestly,
perception or?
yeah, perception.
Ooh. 41.
So,
All right.
but Maple, do you have a negative intelligence modifier?
I sure do.
So you do not know how to read.
Great.
God damn it! There are 2 members in the party that don't know how to read.
Yes. Well, 3 Graves.
GM,
I've
what are
been
you
trying
saying?
to teach.
Perception to get a peek at the title of the book.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a high
Tzu,
check. It's not Sun Tzu, The Art of War, believe it or not.
His seminal text.
What he is reading is technically all of you guys would be able to take a peek at the title. What he is reading is actually one of your new recruits, Ophiel Tuka's, one of her books.
So,
Ophiel Tuka is a romance adventure novelist. So
a romance adventure.
Yeah, so like typically stories involving adventurers and romance. They appeal to both the ideal of a man's romanticism and a woman's romanticism. In other words,
I didn't know Matt was such a romantic.
Are you saying that in character? There's an interesting response. It's not bad.
I would go. Oh, I wouldn't say Matt. I would say I didn't know you were such a romantic.
Oh, well, I wasn't 3 years ago. I've grown to appreciate it in my time here.
Nice to see you, Matt. Yeah.
Well, honestly, I'm glad to see you all too. So, with all that being said, I'm certain you have questions about what I've been up to.
Yeah. How's it been? Jesus, 3 years. What are you, like 21 now?
I mean, yeah. 22. but yeah, 3 years, and it's been 3 years for me, Aurora, and he actually like pulls out a picture and it's like, yep, last picture I had with them was about 3 months ago. And you see two young ones with Matt and Aurora.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I suspected. I was like, oh, you're pulling out a off character, of course. Up, you're pulling out a picture with your children, aren't you?
Yes. And
Do
he's
they
like,
look happy?
Lapis and
or-
Percy. All of them except Matt and Aurora. So the children look happy. Matt and Aurora sort of look in between faking happiness and mortified of the current situation.
And that's 5 months ago. Or like
2 months ago.
2 months ago. Damn. It's only been 5 weeks for us.
Yeah. Well, you know, um,
You got to hear your that about
about a year
the twins
ago, I
coming
managed to break out of the gilded cage I was thrown in because of Nihil.
in. Mm-hmm.
But Aurora said that for the sake of, her and the kid's safety, that I would not be able to have them follow me, which was the wise decision.
That's a wise decision.
However, at the same time, being told by your wife that you are not enough to protect your, wife and kids can make you feel a little inadequate.
I can see why you read the book now.
Well, no, actually, I've been picking up a lot of her work since I've got in here. They're not great, they're not bad, they're like, I don't know, average about a 7 out of 10.
You feel like you've read better, but it's pretty good.
Oh, I've definitely read better, but like, better books don't tend to be made in more modern times. They also typically like history and philosophy a bit better than fiction, but,
Fair enough.
But, 3 years, it's only been 5 weeks for you, so.
Yeah. Jesus. Sorry, by Calistria. by Calistria.
Yep.
Maybe we can talk more about how Percy and Lapis are. But right now, what are we planning?
Well, we are going to be using this time period to bolster our forces. Then we are going to start the campaign to take back Taldor. And then finally, we are going to make sure Taldor and the Time Lost Isles are safe from the tyranny of Nihil permanently.
Nice. Where do you want to start to bolster our numbers? Or do you want us
Well,
to
you can start off by doing some things to help them with their various problems or the things they want to do on the Time Lost Isles. Okay?
Mhm.
Then, secondly, and this is probably the most important of the two, is outside of that, we need to work on refining your more paracausal force, your more paracausal abilities. Because there's a higher echelon of power you can obtain with your control over fate.
That sounds intimidating, but we've done this before.
No, you haven't.
Wait, in
You've
terms of
used
like,
the paracausal force before. We're talking a whole
I
different
thought I thought
ballgame.
we prevented. I thought we held off the destruction because I lived through that one time
Oh
with
well, no. Like, how would I put this to you? What I'm talking about is we are going to need to work on paracausal abilities for all of you. Unique paracausal abilities. Because...
Oh, you mean like the one that I already have?
What do you mean, the one you already have?
Well, I already am well aware of the use of paracausal force not being so black and white with some people. And I just so happen to have the talent for both fonts. It's just that depending on what I pray to on a daily basis, I can only really use one or the other.
Is there a specific ability tied to these?
Out of character, I'm referring to the difference between hero and villain points.
Oh, yeah. No, paracausal abilities are another thing entirely. So he would say, well, that's one way of refining power over them, and it's a good start. However, you also have things like Nihil's Razor, which is Nihil's ability, Fear Incarnate's Aura, Sven's ability, and my own personal ability that I've been able to work the kinks out of so far, Reasoning Boost. Typically, paracausal abilities will start off small, and I think your current second in command has already started off small with his paracausal ability. He has a squirt bottle he can conjure spontaneously. Which the first step to Reasoning Boost was, and he summons the chalkboard. That. Every paracausal ability has a much lesser prerequisite ability.
Like spawning whiteboards?
Chalkboards.
Oh, sorry. Chalkboards?
Well,
wow.
What do I typically use the chalkboard for?
Explanation?
Yes. Now, do you have any idea what something like Reasoning Boost might do? Fun fact, I already have a stack of it on all of you.
Wow.
And probably by the end of this conversation, we'll have a full 5. Reasoning Boost, if I explain something to you, I become harder for you to hit. I can get up to 5 stacks of said ability, and I can get an additional... Well, it's harder to hit. I can't really explain how or why outside of character. Mechanically, I do know how this works. Inside of character, you should not know the entirety of how a paracausal ability works. So he's like, I don't really know how to explain it other than I become harder to hit for everything I explain to you. And if I fail to explain something in a way that is reasonably sufficient, which me saying I don't know how to explain it other than I become hard to hit is reasonably sufficient for paracausal abilities, then I lose a stack of the ability as well.
Okay. Wow.
So how
I would know that explaining something would be such a boon.
Well, not for everyone, but to a paracausal force user, explaining an ability like Reasoning Boost, Spontaneous Shockboard, and how Spontaneous Shockboard, something I use to explain things to you and reason out problems, turns into an ability like Reasoning Boost, is a way to create abilities like that. However, all of these paracausal abilities start off small, such as summoning a chalkboard or summoning a squirt bottle.
Amazing. That is something to keep in mind. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know you had that. I didn't know that ability was a paracausal ability until now.
Well, to be fair, the typical explanation for a paracausal ability is I'm not entirely sure how it works in entirety, and at this point I'm afraid to ask. Which, surprisingly, is always how I explain the Spontaneous Shockboard. I do not know how I summon it, and at this point I'm afraid to ask.
Oh. So you still don't know fully the
I
ramifications.
decide that I need a chalkboard and it appears because I decided it was there to begin with. But I am not sure where I am pulling the chalkboard from, how I'm pulling the chalkboard from that place, or if the chalkboard is even entirely real.
Yeah, that's something to answer that we can try to answer in the future. But in the meantime, do you know? You said that we can help around. Who should we go to? In order to who needs assistance essentially? Yeah,
So
you
I have
believe
a
we should go
list to
to?
give you on our first break.
Okay.
A list of things. I already know the two we did last night, but a lot of world building is required for each individual area. So a lot of today's session, and maybe even the first session of next week, is going to be setting up the various missions to go on across the Time Lost Islands.
All right. Sounds great. Sounds good. I'm hyped.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is. I like to think of myself as a world builder, and there goes Gurkfall with a 10th level harm, and that'll critically fail on the boss's side, and that'll make this boss fight over.
I like to pride myself on being a very good. Oh, and there goes Gurkball with the level 10 arm.
Only like 2 people get that joke, but I've delivered it in a way that Will has laughed at it now.
Yeah.
Will, you just laughed at a sports reference.
Well.
I gotcha!
It's the one with the.
You just got punked!
Castellanos.
Yeah, it's literally a baseball reference of all things. I like to think of myself as a man of faith, and there goes Nick Castellanos into deep right center field, and that'll make it a 2-0 ball game.
I am deeply sorry for this tragedy that has occurred, and there goes Nick Castellanos with the 2.
There was in someone's Twitter feed, it's like someone is getting announced of getting carted off the field because he got hit by a line drive directly in the head. And then under it is Nick Castellanos hits number 27 of the year.
You just can't stop doing it. How does this man keep having home runs at very inopportune times?
I feel it's like a superpower he doesn't want to talk about. Like, he didn't make a deal with the devil, but like the devil gave him a power for free. Just to do that,
just
deeply ashamed
laugh
of
at
what
the
he
entire
has.
Thing. Yeah. Nick,
the devil went up to Cincinnati to give someone a power to make them do horrible things.
You can have a home whenever you like, Nick, but whenever you do,
something bad happens to someone somewhere.
Bad happens to someone.
And it's always involving something related to baseball or watching one of your games. Every time you hit a home run, someone will die of a heart attack. Or get canceled.
Or someone gets fired. Or someone... Or they're celebrating the death of a veteran. Or...
Yeah, no.
That's what happened. It's literally what happened. They made the memoriam. And then the next thing they go to the bat, and then boom, Nick Castellanos with it.
Long story short, tangents aside, world building is where I sort of excel. So an entire segment of a campaign dedicated to a setting that I have complete control over, probably going to be okay. Anyways, we'll be back after these messages from no one.
after you've already eaten?
No, I'm not going to read that yet because you guys haven't eaten.
Oh, true.
I mean, maybe
Fair
one
enough.
of you ate, because I know one of you took a nap before a
I
session.
did.
Yeah. So,
We don't want that. We don't want that to be imposed on two more other players, though.
right, we don't want, eat before a session to be imposed, because I'm not doing that, because I can't reliably eat before session either. I'm not going to give you a rule I myself cannot always follow.
No, I didn't. I meant making them hungry by talking about delicious
Oh,
food.
well, yeah, that too. Delicious, unattainable food.
We can't. I can't. I didn't know we can control them eating before the session.
No, we can't. So, the list of the various Affinity missions include the long-awaited reunion starring Lanu Chai and Frida Solivito. Replace My Eye is already crossed off the list for being started. A new protagonist for my book starring Ophil Tuca. Stopping the Tide of Time.
That sounds important.
Mori Iron Fist. My Homeland, starring Droll Drag Deep Brand. A High Time, starring Trim Rock. My Kind of Party is already taken care of. Love Eternal, starring Loken Tidebeard. A New World, starring Rose O'Sullivan. Treasure of the Island, starring Old Year Strongback. The Demi-Goddess, starring Heather Morgan. A Society So Liberated, starring Alda Luros. Eyeing Up the Pirate Queen, starring Cade Varys. Missing Person, starring Livia Serenis. Big Gang Hunter is already started. A Froggy Night, starring Glenn Greentree. God of Thunder, starring Thorum the Mighty. Growing Might, starring Odin the Wise. Men of the Timeless Isle, starring Olivia Salvito. Truth of Transmutation, starring Germana Kalia. Loss of Leadership, starring Alvis, which I'm going to have to remove from the list because I've changed things since writing that, so I'm going to have to wing something for him later on. Ocean Man, starring Zort Sea Scrubber. Soul Hunter's Burden, starring Tulsi 8 Legs. Love and Might, starring Lancelot. Song of Decades, starring Clara Sky. Demon Hunter, starring Darius Targan. Demons of the Day, starring Ariel Solis. Blood of the Ocean, starring Chelsea Ocean. The Escaped Warden's New Home, starring Vidia Volso. Tasha Wakefield stars in Lost Goddess of Cooking. And Alexander Romanov stars in Relentless Ambition.
Holy Jesus. That's a lot.
And half of
That's
them are
a
one
very,
level.
very lot.
And you gotta figure out what all of these are before we start going into other things. I implore you to ask questions about everything these guys are saying. If you have a question related to it. Where do you want to start?
I remember Livia laughing at me before back at that bar.
Livia hasn't.
Back in the water plane.
Oh, Livia Serenis.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I use names a lot because of their more Roman ties.
What was her mission regarding again?
The title of the mission is just Missing Person.
Ooh. Do we have we don't have shadows in our. Gosh darn it, shadow.
Missing Person. Okay. If you're interested in that, you want to start.
I feel like that's something that Carl would want to do. So
Carl did not say he wanted to do it yesterday.
Well, that's not saying that that doesn't mean he does.
Well, you guys aren't doing the missions yet. You're just getting the information.
Oh, okay.
Because these are the starts of all the quests, and then the quests are being tied into the stories of the places you visit, which I am cooking up when you decide.
We're gonna be here for a while.
Yep.
Let's see. What did any missions stand out to you guys?
Actually,
you were like,
that one stood out to you. So let's hop into that one for a second, because that's a fun one. I want to share this.
okay, wow, all right, sure, we're going to Livia then.
Yes. So let me
Olivia
go.
without the O.
Let me go back to the page, because almost everyone has gotten an update to their model. First of all, let me zoom in to the map. Livia Serenus. Where's Livia Serenus? On the new map. Did I moved you guys over, right? Yep.
Are the other guys here?
Yeah, all of you are talking with her, so... Well, except... I guess, Will, how do you want to introduce yourself?
So where are we exactly?
You guys are in a free port, which is another way of saying a port run by pirates.
It's a bit of
Okay.
yeah. Go ahead.
So okay. So wait, so they're in the port, and wait, what's the situation?
This is a city, so whatever you
Okay.
want to introduce yourself.
So they literally just wandered into the city then?
They've been here for about a day. Like, they have a job to do here, but I'm asking you how you want to introduce yourself. Because I really don't have anything, actually.
Oh. So they're on the... So they're on the pier, I guess.
No. You control where this happens, buddy.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then I assume somebody goes to a bar then.
Okay, they start off at a bar, so how are you introducing yourself? Go ahead.
Unless the party would be going somewhere, it would be over at the Drunken Mermaid.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the drunken hostess.
Oh yeah, Drunken Hostess, I forgot the
Yeah,
name.
and you guys last were talking with Matt in that area, so yeah, you guys would be here at a bar, a pretty good bar, the kind of place where they will not let you order water, because that's a bitch move. They encourage you to drink and be merry. So...
So
I actually meet up with my armory guys later after we go through this mission. Go ahead.
So I guess Bartok sees Lewis walking in, or sorry, Zeros walking in.
They're all in there.
Yes,
So...
I would be resting my head on Lily's pillows right now, publicly, because I can.
Oh yeah, that happened last night.
What?
Resting your paws in Lily's hands. What happened?
So you might see there's a handout for the owner of the Drunken Hostess.
Oh, no, I get.
Zeros' new squeeze.
Actually, no. Actually, now I think about it, he probably wouldn't recognize Zeros. He'd probably recognize... Okay. So, which people are here that have the bounty?
All of them.
I have a bounty
All
on
of
my
us.
head, I guess.
All of them.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Matt has one.
Matt has one.
Mm.
So technically, the last thing they were doing was talking to Matt at the bar.
And he's...
Yeah.
All right. So you see this very big looking orc wander over with star knife on his hip and various other alchemical items. And he whispers over to... Who would he whisper to? Talk to first? Yeah, okay, I'll just go with Zeros. Anyway, are you the guys who got pissed off the house I threw?
Yeah, at this point around here.
How would you know
hasn't?
about that?
Everybody on this island's got a bounty on them for something.
Hold on. This place has no idea about the outside world, Will.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the
Oh, yeah,
bounties
so-
are against
the
the
initial
nation
plan
of
is-
Babel.
Yeah.
Against the nation of Babel. You know, where you get your nickname.
Yeah.
Your enemy has you. They pissed off your enemy. You probably also have a bounty by those people.
But I don't know that they have a bounty.
Yes, you do.
So now I have to think about something else. So
hold on. Yes,
so-
you do. You do know they have a bounty.
oh,
Because, like, everyone, like, you know, it's the same thing I used to joke about with Cheliax wanted posters. They put them up on the wall in Andrin and celebrate anyone who comes in with one. Unless they're actually guilty of a very heinous thing. But most of the time, if it's just pissing off the House of Throne, hey, drinks are on us, you know? It's like a good job. You pissed off the right people.
Like a sign of goodwill.
So there's a bounty board. Both the pirates have their own bounty system, and they put up the other bounties as basically a status symbol race, essentially.
I put myself up and be like, yo, I cost $1 million platinum.
A
to
billion.
Take in alive.
Oh yeah, million platinum tendrils. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally
Actually,
not
100
fake at all.
million. Because it's only a tenth, or it's only like 10 off, right?
Whatever it is. Yeah. You said it was like 100 per.
Like it's no. Your outside gold tokens, the gold points you have from the mainland is worth 100 times more than a regular gold piece here.
Which you call
Tendrils, gold tendrils.
Yep. All good. So, I would just this orc is talking to
so
Zero.
okay.
So,
So
yeah, go
I
ahead.
do know that they have a bounty. Got it.
The
So,
orc
okay.
knows, or
So I heard you were the guys who pissed off Cheliax.
Again, you don't know what a Cheliax is.
Oh,
No.
I'm confused.
They have.
Okay.
They pissed
They
off.
pissed off.
Babel.
Okay, so they pissed.
Babel. You know,
Oh.
the place you get your
They have a bounty
nickname
from Babel. Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Babel is
Wow.
the big tyrannical.
Okay
nation.
then. Fine. Wow. Well, I've made a good. I've also made a habit of ticking them off. So if you can intend to continue to piss them off, I'd be happy to accompany you.
That's to you, Zeros.
Well, oh, so people are being deferred to me now instead of Matt.
Well,
yeah,
no,
sure.
he just walked up
whispering
to
in your-
Zeros and whispered in
just
your
walked
ear.
Yeah, sure. I'll introduce you to Matt. We'll get you a job.
All right. So he walks over to Matt.
And he's like, "You're looking for a job. I overheard it. I've got good hearing nowadays. Let me ask you just one very important question. Did you piss them off as a pirate or something else?"
Something else, but we probably shouldn't be talking here.
Why?
Well,
this is like the one place we can talk. This is not Babel
Fair
controlled
Or as well
territory.
people who hate Babel. They love you when they when your bounty's on.
We get a discount.
Well, I have
on our drinks.
I do have a nickname around these parts. The Beast of Babel.
How'd you get a nickname like that?
Could be all the mincemeat.
Okay,
People
elaborate.
I've left.
Elaborate.
What?
Like, seriously,
Well,
elaborate. What kind of people are we talking here?
Tyrants.
What?
Tyrants. Tyrants.
Oh, tyrant.
Tyrants. So, the forces of Babel. Why mince them?
Well, not actually mince, but
slashing damage is your priority then?
Well, I have a lot of issues with this state, and I kind of like to make a mess of things.
What is the appearance?
Please
of this
elaborate on that.
Oh, great. Matt, is this another one that I'm going to have to be the kindergarten caretaker for?
Depends upon how he answers the question. Elaborate on that, please.
Well, that's the problem. I don't know anything about Babel. But you understand, this is an incredibly tyrannical place, and he hates it. So
yeah, but you are using incredibly evil-sounding language.
Oh yeah.
You're saying you
okay, I can't stand this. I can't stand this place's government. Why do you think I use the word tyrants?
Okay, that's what you mean.
I'm not. Well, I can't really overthrow this state, but I will make it hard for them. And try and do various things to destabilize this nation. So eventually things may lead to revolts, but alas, haven't been making much headway.
Well, you've got 1,000 years worth of roots to dig out. You're gonna need a bit of help with that, my friend.
Indeed. And I could use any more ally. Need as many allies as I can.
So,
I don't really have many.
Fair warning. I'm not from here, nor are my friends. And our bounties are due to our sparring with the leader of this nation outside of here. Well, for most of them. For me, it is because I decided to escape what was mostly a gilded cage. Unfortunately, I am that bitch's grandchild. And I want her gone. I don't want her ruling over any nation. And she's starting to inch into my own territory. So, we'll work something out. But you got my absolute promise that we'll try and overthrow this place.
Well, then nice to meet you, new friends. As he offers his hand to shake your hand.
Yes, we'll talk about rank and orders later on. But for now, good to meet you. I didn't get a name. Didn't give one either. I'm Matt.
Oh, wait, rank and order. Fair enough.
So, who are you?
Yes.
Your name?
Bartok.
Of course. So,
the Beast
Zeros,
of Babel.
to be on the safe side, don't, watch over him like a hawk. Keep an eye sort of in his direction. Make sure he doesn't go off on his own rampage. Try and funnel it towards our own cause. At the same time...
I don't go out of...
That's basically just the same shit, different day.
Same shit, so. Different day, different person. You gotta deal with it. Well, good to meet you. I know you probably don't go out of your way, but, you gotta work on how you say these things. Because,
yeah.
You know... I mean, pretty sure
I use my intimidating persona.
Yeah, but you don't have to intimidate allies.
No.
What if you drop the persona for a second? Is it just gonna fall apart entirely?
He takes a moment to think about that.
And he puts the book up to his face, uses the message spell for Zeros. We've got another Gavelon. You realize you did do the exact same thing Keat did. It's a persona that he has to keep up 100% of the time, or it'll unravel. We have another Gavelon.
Yeah, I guess we do.
Another one.
Oh, wait, 1 second. Can you read?
Yes. Of course I can read.
We've got a upgrade, but it's still a Gavelon. Just an upgraded one. He whispers to Raphael and Zeros, using the message.
It'd be hard making notes for these things without being able to read.
Fair point.
He pulls up his at potions and stuff.
Fair point.
Yeah.
To be fair, I also wasn't sure if you were making those yourself.
Oh, I did.
Well, good to meet you.
Well, it depends. Some of them. Yeah.
Yeah, well, good to meet
But
you.
most of them.
And I believe I gave just follow them around. Your orientation will be following them around and helping them get the legwork in for our missions here.
Mhm. Mm.
Also, introduce yourself to the other people you are currently going to be doing your orientation with. That being Raphael and Maple. And he points to each one of them respectively.
Mm. So, wait, introducing to the rest of the gangs?
He's saying, introduce yourself to the rest of the people here.
Okay.
Raphael and Maple.
Just Raphael Maple. Okay. So, hello.
Well, you
I'm a
gotta go
new.
up to them. Who you going to
Yeah.
first?
I'm gonna go to Maple, I guess.
Okay.
Hello. I am a new hire. I'm going to be happy to be working with you. Maple?
Is he here?
Is he?
He's in the roll 20. He's muted. So I guess you're going to Raphael first.
Going to going to going to Sass then?
Yeah, Raphael, the character.
Oh. Okay, so well, he says the exact same thing to you. So, Raphael.
Do it again, I guess.
Raphael. What? Where'd he go?
Hey, Sass, you there?
Sass.
Yeah.
Oh,
New guy's introducing himself to you.
yeah. New guy's walking up to you.
Greetings, desire Raphael.
I'm a new hire. Pleasure to be working with you. He offers his hand for a handshake.
I take. All right. He offers his hand. So Raphael takes his hand. And just
How
Not much
firm
strength,
is
not much strength behind that one.
how firm are you shaking his hand? Are we talking noodling it because you're just that much stronger than this wizard?
Yes.
I didn't know you were doing. I didn't know you were showing off so fast. Okay, fine.
Hmm.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Wow, that hurt.
Oh. Hmm.
Nice
Okay.
meeting you too.
Well, considering what we're up against, you're gonna need to toughen up a bit more, man.
Hmm.
Remember, Raphael, your strength is the fireball.
I know. I know.
Also, this is a Gavlon that can read, is what Matt has summarized this guy as to you. He's
Yeah.
the persona
know.
that he can't let off of or it'll disappear.
Mhm.
But he can read. So you don't have to
He
teach
might as well
one how
be
to
a
read.
swashbuckler.
Oh my god, a swashbuckler. Oh
He's not a
no.
swashbuckler though.
He's a ranger alchemist.
Yeah.
Ranger alchemist.
Yep.
Yes.
How is your crafting? What
Master.
sort of stuff do you like to
Master.
But lesser than yours and Zeros's.
Yeah.
make? Wow,
Does only a 14 and int.
amazing.
Don't know why I did this to symbolize 14.
I'm not sure if they can do anything to get. I'm not sure if they can craft anything together, but
Crafting is
That'd be
an
very-
activity.
damn,
You do not get any different results doing it together.
we are better away than together. Same.
It's the reverse of the anti-Scotland departing the United Kingdom's slogan. Better separate.
Did you also introduce yourself to the others?
I have.
Not
Okay.
very full.
Oh, Maple.
Well, Maple's not here.
me. No.
He's here, but
He's muted.
Yeah.
He's here in spirit.
He's here for the food.
All right, so now that we've met with, I don't. Frick, I'm gonna be bad with names. What's your name again? Good orc, sir.
Bartok.
Bartok. Okay, Bartok.
So, as he's finished introducing himself to everyone, including the ever silent Maple, who I'm going to establish he didn't say anything because he knows you're going to need healing. And he does not like healing people.
He was like, he's already going through his head. God damn it.
So, as you do that, Livia Serenus walks in with a newspaper and a lit cigar. She takes a drag from it, and it looks like she's looking at a missing persons case from a town in a place called the Emerald Forest.
Oh, geez. Okay. I'd walk up and see what I can do. But I'm not
She
sure. I guess
literally
the others
turns
also.
to you, takes another drag, and says, "You want to know why I'm single?"
I-
Yes, that is indeed how this conversation is starting.
Sure. I just wanted to
I
know
just
about the missing
read
persons.
people way too well. I know what people are wanting from a good look at them. And I know particularly what they want when it comes to a partner. And I'm not that. Overly ambitious, overly snobby. You know, I probably know half the people who flirted with me better than themselves. It's not a really big turn on, you know. However, takes another drag, points towards the missing person. This man is perfect.
So wait.
Oh.
So everybody has
Oh,
plus
wait a
2
second.
striking weapons, I'm assuming?
+2, greater striking.
Yeah, plus 2 greater, yeah.
Yep.
What's
Problem
okay,
is he's
I
missing.
look at the
Problem isn't a problem for me. I know where he is, being held hostage as well. It's the cult of the Jade Serpent.
that doesn't sound
Doesn't
ominous
sound
at
good,
all.
right? But
No,
if I save
I guess
him,
what?
it'll be because I know him just by a good glance at him better than he knows himself, and because of my overly ambitious attitude. So, smooths out the whole problems into a nice little
She's trying to be a
bonus.
player, okay?
Oh no, she's not trying to be a player. She has been desperately single, and this is like the only way she's getting a relationship. She literally
Wow.
knows, like, the last two people to flirt with them were psychoanalyzed in like 5 minutes, and then like ran off from the underwater bar in tears.
Wow. Well, let's hope this isn't the case for this person. What does he look like? Or he, she, I don't frick. What does this person look like?
Sort of looks like well, I guess if I were to describe him, I would say that he sort of looks along the lines of he looks like the typical Taldane human man, you know, maybe a
Oh,
bit more
typical.
bulkier than the typical Taldane man, but dark hair, dark eyes, dark skin. Well, not dark, but tan. You know, a good way of describing what a Taldane ethnicity would look like in the real world, think of your Mediterranean people. He seems a little above average on the muscle mass, and seems like he's a bit of a bookworm at the same time.
Oh. Okay. So I'd be happy to try to find a missing person. What would you say is the it factor between that says yeah, that's yours? What makes you say that about him? I say that Livia.
Well, because the problems I have with finding dates and finding relationships are literally the things that will build this one. That makes sense? Can't have a problem with the reason he fell in love with me.
Hmm. Interesting strategy.
Here's a down payment, and she tosses a bag with 1,000 gold in it towards you guys. Well, 1,000 gold per person. Pretty big bag of gold.
Pretty big bag of gold. Okay. Yeah, we'll take that up.
Yep, but find some other jobs in the region first. Don't want to go there for just one thing after all. We don't have the luxury of infinite time, even in a place like this.
Basically, we can do multiple tasks in that area. So when we go there,
Multiple tasks in an area are required to go to an area, unless I only thought of one for that area.
there's like 10 other tasks. Let's go with what was the one that Trimrock had?
Trimrock stars in a high time. Do you remember who Trimrock is out of curiosity, or you go in for
I'm gonna
a...
have to look at him in the
So, by the
frickin'-
way, this is the updated Livia Soranis sprite. Trimrock did not get updated, but this is Livia Soranis' new model.
Where are you? Are you highlighting her?
Oh, right. I did not change you guys over from the other map. No, I did. So I'll do it again. Don't click anything.
Okay, I'm not clicking anything.
Do you see it?
No.
Okay, I'll do it again.
Wait, does anyone else see it, or is it just me? Hello?
See what?
I'm doing the Shift Z thing, popping it out.
Oh.
Okay, now I see her. Yes, now I see her.
Yes. That is what Livia Soranis is looking like these days, and this is Crim Rock. And his companions, Petra, the cave Petrosaur,
Petrosaur.
and
Look
the
at
mushroom
familiar.
lushy, Wash. Familiar. Mushroom lushy, familiar.
Trimrock has gotten his own familiars over the course of his journey.
So, as you guys sort of like look outside the inn, you see Trimrock running straight towards you. And
Let's see the description for him. The description for him on the character sheet is for everyone else here. He has multiple minions, and he's always high on something.
What is the mission
So-
called? A high time. What do you think that's about?
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
All right, let's
so,
hear it.
I found out you're helping us with some things, some errands. Well, I heard of a strain of pest called Blood Rain on a place called Zura's Peak. I gotta try that. Could use the help. Let me know when you've talked to everyone. He would stay around to answer questions, but he is high as balls right now, and he does
Oh my
not even
God.
realize who he was talking to.
He just says this to everyone every
No,
single time
no.
he meets someone.
He just happens to dumb luck into always not getting himself in trouble.
Oh my God!
He
All right,
is so
fine.
lucky that he is constantly high, yet never gets caught.
Is there a luck stat on here?
There is
No,
not a luck stat on there. He is just like the Atalanta paradox of, you don't know how he gets away with it all the time, but he always does. And you stop questioning it after a while because it becomes commonplace. And honestly,
True.
questioning it just is too much.
Sometimes you can't question too many things, or you'll lose your mind.
Yep.
Quite literally.
By the
did
way,
Glenn have?
yes,
Okay.
Glenn did have one.
Go ahead. What were you about
You
to say,
remember
Mr.
the
Magnum?
name of Glenn's affinity mission?
Fuck.
By the way, let me
Ah.
show you what Glenn looks like nowadays. Where is
Why are they
Glenn?
all? Why do they all? Are they all aged out like?
No,
Fine.
no. They just look different from when you recruited them.
Okay.
Did I even put Glenn on the board here, or am I neglecting the frog?
Neglect.
Oh, I just didn't put his nameplate on. This is Glenn Greentree. He's gained the title of Viscount in Taldor, by the way.
Did you put him up?
Yes. Stop.
Why do I keep not seeing him?
Probably because you're not on the screen when I shift Z.
I thought I am.
Okay.
Do I have to?
Don't touch anything when I do it again.
I wasn't touching anything.
Oh,
God
did you
damn
click
it.
out of the last one?
I clicked out of the last one, yeah. Before you talked about Glenn, yeah. Okay, there he is. Wow. Look at him. And the description for Glenn, of course, is cloister cleric of Ashava. It's Ashava, I know. And he is the former bodyguard. Oh yeah, I remember this. Former bodyguard of Aurora's mother turned into a Gribbly to a magic ritual. Feels ashamed that he cannot save Aurora's mother.
That he didn't save, but I probably fucked up writing that.
It says could not. Yeah, you can change it later.
Could not have saved. Oh yes, that's fine.
He used to be what did he used to be? A human?
Yep.
Gotcha. Maybe he can get a kiss and he'll turn back to a normal human.
No, his human body is doing other things. His soul just got ripped from it and put into a Gripply egg.
Oh, damn it! I wonder what's his human body doing. Anyways, what's the mission?
You actually find him while wandering the streets at the Pirate Queen's Palace. As I was saying the other day, the Pirate Queen's Palace is not actually the place where your friend lives, but rather it's a public resource for the people of the town. In it is several things, such as places to host events, but most importantly, the Pirate Queen's Library, which is an assortment of various history texts that cover, even sometimes, the 2 centuries that were not covered in the history of this region. But when you find him there, he seems to be there to seek help from the Pirate Queen and her associates to save Aurora. And sorry, I wrote this and it's constantly failing. When you approach him, he says, one second.
Oh, good.
My writing is somewhat horrible at times.
I can try reading it.
Well, if you really know much of anything about me, you know why I must save Aurora. I know Matt is safe, but I'm not failing Aurora and her mother. And, well, I think I have a way we might be able to get some allies in this place. You see...
That sounds great. Be sure to find Aurora, yeah. What were you... Yeah, go ahead.
You see, we take down officers of the Army and Navy we take out officers of the Army and Navy of Babel, and we can get ourselves the title of Lord or Emperor. We do that, we have some political backing, we have some political power, because those titles carry weight. So, basically, we claim the bounties of captains, of ships, of the royal forces. It's the easiest way to get the title of emperor. The typical bounty of one of those is about 100,000 gold tendrils. So, shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. However, they're about as powerful as our good friend Kimiko. So, not that much of a pushover either.
You just made me think of Kimiko. Well,
She's here.
step out of it. Okay.
So, yeah. Basically, his mission is open-ended. Capture.
Yep.
There's an amount I put here. 12. 12 captains.
Yep. And wrangle them out. Oh, he'll wrangle them out, so to say.
Well, capture them, bring them to this place here, receive the bounty, and if you get 12 of them, you get the title of Emperor. If you get 10 of them, you get... Or, no, captains...
Wait, what?
12
title
captains,
of
title of Emperor, which is actually lower than Lord in this setting.
That's so strange. It's like saying...
Yeah, well, to be fair, it is a pirate ranking system.
Oh... Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Understood.
Then he goes back to continue to flail around and getting nothing done without a title. So that's what he's up to while you guys are doing your thing of hunting down those bounties.
He needs us to capture captains.
12 of them.
12. Huh. Interesting. Who to go to next?
Well, that's up to you guys. Currently, we've got taken care of, and I'll go back to the list. Also, I mean, yeah, I won't push questions on any of those. Because you pushed questions on Livia, which is the best one to push questions on.
Yeah, I was just wondering. I just feel like dating this person. Just like it's.
There's more to it, but you know,
I could push further and be like,
you could push forward, but she threw you a bag of like 1,000 gold per person. Yeah, you're not questioning that. Or no, it wasn't even 1,000 gold. I think I misspoke. It was more than that.
1,000 gold each.
I think I misread that, is what I'm saying.
Oh no.
No, it's gold. It's gold. Okay, cool.
I swear, if you were about to say it's platinum, like, oh.
Can you put a price on love, Sass?
True. But that's a lot of money. You can't put a price on it, but that's a lot of money.
So currently we've taken care of Replace My Eye, starring Abishola, A High Time, Trim Rock, My Kind of Party, these are the ones we've taken care of. Missing Person, Livia Seranus, Big Game Hunter, A Froggy Knight, and...
Put that down in the completed thing for you.
And I think it was... No, I think that's it. New Eye, Big Game Hunter, High Time, Missing Person, and A Froggy Knight. So currently that leaves... I'm going to leave one of these off, because one of these is a whole event, right?
Yeah, you can hold that.
Actually, two of them are being left off for now, because...
Yeah, you cannot introduce that, and we can have that introduced next session.
Yeah, so, Stopping the Tide of Time by Mori Iron Fist. My Homeland.
Oh,
featuring,
Iron Fist.
Yes, let me read off the whole list. My Homeland, Droll Drag Deep Brand. Oh, we also did My Kind of Party yesterday, which is how the spontaneous squirt bottle came about. Love Eternal, Loken Tidebeard. A New World, Rose O'Sullivan. Treasure of the Islands, Part 1, Oldir Strongback. The Demigoddess, Heather Morgan. A Society So Liberated, Alda Luros. Eyeing Up the Pirate Queen, Cade Varys. God of Thunder, Thor the Mighty, Growing Might, Odin the Wise. I would recommend if you want to do the Growing Might one, you go to God of Thunder first. Won't make sense otherwise. Well, it will, but it'll just be weird to do it in reverse order. Men of the Timeless Isles, Livia Salvito. Truth of Transmutation, Germana Kalia. Honestly, before you go too much further, roll me an Arcana check on that particular phrasing of that particular sentence.
What was the sentence?
The Truth of Transmutation. The Nihil's Razor is a transmutation spell, is the big point of
Oh, it might be a mission regarding that. Oh, that sounds important too.
And I'll let someone else choose one for a bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
We've got Ocean Man, featuring Zorch Sea Scrubber, Soul Hunter's Burden, featuring Tulsi 8 Legs, Love and Might, featuring Lancelot, Song of Decades, featuring Clara Sky. That's another one of those, hey, we'll take care of that after you do some things moments. But it's big point. Demon Hunter, featuring Darius Targan, Demons of the Day, featuring Ariel Solace, Blood of the Ocean, featuring Chelsea Ocean, The Day of Also stars in The Escaped Warden's New Home, and Tasha Wakefield stars in Lost Goddess of Cooking.
Who wants to choose? Place your placement. Anyone? No one?
Well, I'm going to volunteer Will.
Will, go.
I'm building my character, dang it.
Well, then I guess you keep going, Sass.
Well, I want to talk to Muir, but it sounds like there's some more important. We might as well.
Mori is very important too, so let's go with your hunch first.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, no, some of these are obviously named. Some of them are obviously named if you pay attention to small details.
Well, the transmutation one is regarding Nihil's Razor, so
somewhat,
and we need more paracausal abilities.
So,
right?
Yeah, somewhat. We'll get into that in a second. So, you run into Mori on your way back, standing out front of the Pirate Guild's main hall, and he approaches you. He says, "Even in the time-lost islands, there's a lost place called the Island of Time Flow." See, as he, seems to have a barrel with him, he pours you all a glass and says, "Apparently, on the Pirate Guild's titles, the title Pirate Queen is not the same as the title of Pirate King. Both of these are gender-neutral terms and are both higher than Emperor and Lord. Plus, they are government approved pirates. Plus, there are government approved pirates and gangs. These pirates and gangs are known as the 13 Holy Devil Kings." He drinks a bit of the ale he poured for himself too. Pirate King is the one who finds the hidden treasure hoard on the Island of Time Flow. Anyone who finds the Island of Time Flow is a Pirate Queen. You can hold multiple titles at the same time. The more titles you have, the higher you are in society here. So, I may have stumbled across a ritual in the Pirate King's library that'll help us find it. I'm going to need everyone for it. I'm going to need them at full strength. So, after you take care of everyone else, come to me. We'll get what we need to start the plan to take back what we lost.
That sounds like a plan. However, on a side note,
oh right, Mori has gotten a new picture, but it's just a new Hero Lab token.
Okay.
I've popped it up. Do I need to do it again?
I don't know why it's not. I'm not clicking on anything. Why is it so bad for me?
Okay, take your hands off the mice and the keyboard entirely.
I have not. My hands are off there, Matt. I'm telling you now. It's not. It's. I
Maybe your
haven't moved
computer's
it.
just slow.
That's true. But I didn't have this problem before.
I know.
There he is. Hello. It's Muir, Iron Fist.
Yep.
You call him Moore?
Muir.
Muir.
However you pronounce the name, that is
John Muir.
M-U-I-R.
John Muir, right?
Muir
So Muir
Iron Fist. Muir Iron Fist, yes.
Yeah. How have our... Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
How have our recruits been doing? Because I'm leader of the armory, so, and he's part of my armory.
I think we have a few more important things to deal with in this place right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But they're going fine.
Want to make...
They're doing fine.
That's good. We'll be sure. Thank you for the information, Muir. We'll be...
Okay.
We'll get...
Okay.
We'll get...
With all due respect, sir, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
What happened?
What do you mean? I'm telling you, I found a magical ritual, and you're not questioning anything about that? You're just gonna trust... Like, I understand, you can trust me on this, but you're just gonna trust me about that, not gonna ask any questions?
Oh, magical rituals, how weird. That sort of thing does not exist in the real world.
We have magical rituals before. What are you bewildered by?
How many questions have you asked the random people asking you for help with things today?
A couple.
How many of them were to one person and no one else?
How many of them were to one person and to no one? That's kind of okay. You're asking.
I'm asking you, have you asked everyone a couple of
the
questions?
Wrong formation of the question, but I'll bite.
I was in the bathroom.
Oh, well, you're fine. You're fine. But like, with all due...
What sort of
What,
okay.
like, you...
What sort of energy do we... Why is this in particular an important piece to get?
Well,
What entices you? Go ahead.
You mean, or is that player to GM or player character to NPC?
Player GM, I guess, because it's...
Yeah, like, the amount of times I will set up, like, hey, this person, you should probably talk with them, and you're like, okay, that sounds cool, let's just go with it. Like, it's every time. There's a lot of questions that raises, right? Like, for instance, what book did you find that in? Or what happened when we were out of it? Like, lots of things you can ask everyone, because you were missing 2 weeks of your memories because you were unconscious for one of them, and you lost an entire week of your entire memories. So, like, there's a lot of questions you can ask everyone, right? Also, with someone
I do not like the whole thing is like, oh, we did a week, entire week, and it didn't do a week at all.
Well, yes,
okay.
but like, there's a lot of mysteries here, and you know, the people who are like digging into what we can do to solve the problem might have answers. So Mori is calling you insane for not trying to find out more, because honestly, he is intelligent enough to know that that needs to stop, because you guys sort of should look into what people are saying. Yes.
No, I will never look into what people are saying.
And that's how you start yourself into a trap, by the way. It's not asking questions. Yeah, I know.
It's sort of like, how do I say this? When Glenn was high,
you mean,
and he said a bunch of stuff and he can't explain, and he's like, I gotta go. I'm high.
Well, Trimrock.
I was like,
Glenn wasn't high. Glenn...
Sorry, yeah, my apologies. Trimrock, yeah.
Glenn was trying to grease the wheels of the system. That's why he wasn't open. He didn't really have anything to really question about it, because his plan explained everything. Mori has some explaining to do on to why he knows about this ritual and no one else does.
Keep
Or
saying Mori. But okay,
Weir.
good. Okay.
Weir.
Mirror.
Muir. Sorry.
It's all good.
I'm just defending my own heritage. It's fine.
Mori. Akiko Mori.
Muir has some explaining to do on some of these things, like how did he find this ritual? Why did he find this ritual? Does anyone else know about this ritual?
No. No one else knows. Only him, because he made it up. He lied to us all. But I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think we can... Oh, what the fuck? Okay. What do you think we can find this ritual regarding the Pirate King?
Well, he pulls out the book that he found this thing. Technically didn't check it out. Puts
What's
it
the
back in
name?
his
What
bag.
do I see on the cover of the book?
Rituals of the Time Lost Islands.
Huh. And what's inside the book?
It is a list of rituals and how to do said rituals that lead to various places, various hidden places in the Time Lost Islands.
Are you how veritable is this book?
He says, it's the only copy.
And where did you get this copy?
I stole it from Pirate King's library. To be fair, you don't check out books there. If you try and check out a book, they ask you, what the fuck's in it? What are you, pussy? So you're encouraged to steal the books from the library.
We're gonna have to... Maybe you can have that attitude here, but okay. Maybe try not to be found with it, so to say.
Yeah, because they're going to be looking around for stolen books from the library where they're encouraging you to steal from it.
It sounds important if this is the... Listen, the way you made it sound like it sounds very important.
Oh, it is.
If you're telling me that it isn't, then...
No, it
okay,
is very important. But no one's managed to look at this thing because the amount of pirates that can read that frequent
Fair
libraries in this place can be counted on like 5 hands. It's like 25.
I'm surprised they have a library in this place for pirates. But go ahead.
Well, yes, because of all the people who know about this book, our ally is the only other one. And they pointed that out towards me. You know, Morgan Child said, go to this library, look for a particular book, you might find something interesting.
One copy of this book. I wonder what that indicates.
Well, apparently she found this place on a ship called the Broken Rudder, and all her ships are named after how she got them. So, you know, there's a ship labeled Bottom, which, you know, found it at the bottom of the sea. Mutiny, Hanged Man, Hanged Captain.
Very original names. Never thought of doing it that way.
There's a few of them named after sexual actions.
I wonder where she got it.
Well, they're named after how she got it.
Interesting library. Like, wait, is she the librarian or is she the...
No, she's the current pirate queen. One of them, anyways.
Okay.
We're going to get ourselves that title at the very least.
The
I'm hoping
pirate
we can find that
queen
treasure hoard.
The pirate queen is giving books to the library.
Well, no, she's not giving books to the library. She's lucked upon it and then found the book, hid it away somewhere, and then told me there was something interesting in that library. So I looked around in there for the last 24 hours, found this, read it, and came to you. Well, was coming to you, but you just so happened to walk right in front of me as you were headed back to wherever you were going. So, you know.
I didn't know you captivated her so well.
I what?
You were able to get an audience with her, and you're good.
She brought us here on her boat. We came here on the Broken Rudder.
I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. I'm off by a week. Okay.
Nah, you're fine. I understand. You guys have been unconscious.
Off by a week. Off by a freaking week.
Yep. Wild session 49. Wild.
Yeah, it was very eventful. So eventful, I don't remember anything out of it.
Yet. Don't remember anything out of it. Yet.
I wonder if this has ramifications for the future. Anyways, yeah. We'll head off. We'll get that and we'll get those the rituals. And we'll please the pirate king. Or
Well,
take it from his treasure. Take his treasure, sorry.
well, no, the treasure hoard is from long before Nihil took control of the place. The island's been lost for more than 1,200 years.
1,200 years. How the heck do we find it again?
Well, the ritual will give us a special compass that'll point directly towards the island. We follow that on our own personal boat, we get the title of Pirate Queen. Then if we find the treasure hoard on the island, we get the title of Pirate King and Pirate Queen as well. They're gender neutral in this case.
Okay, how do I say this? And it's really blanking. Is the reason that no one has found these islands is because everyone who has sought them died or something?
Yes.
Well, great.
And the only person who found those islands had a broken rudder and got there by luck.
Yeah. Pirate Queen. Okay.
Yep.
I think I know what we're dealing with now. Thank you.
Yes. And please start asking people questions because, I'm not going to walk you into the trap, but come on. Some of us are a little shifty.
You tell me everything immediately. Okay.
Well,
that's a direct order. Yada.
Look, I make robots. I ain't a robot.
Okay.
Well,
robot.
Hey, that's my word, pal. That's my word.
I'm gonna jokingly call him robot from now on.
Hey, look,
even
now
though he looks nothing like a robot.
Yes, but hey, you know what you now have with this NPC, Sass? A connection. What do I have with this? He's Mr. Roboto.
Robotnik.
Just don't call him Eggman. He gets offended by that.
Damn. He doesn't know what Eggman even is, though.
So, Maple, would you like to hear the list? Because you might have been gone when I was giving off the list.
Go ahead.
Okie dokie. There's a lot. And currently we're not doing these. We are setting up every single one of these. And then once we've set up all of these, we're going to have a vote on which place we're going to first.
Sure.
So, what we currently have not done is My Homeland, by starring Drolldrag Deepbrand, who is the amnesiac giant instinct dwarf barbarian you ran into. Mm-hmm. Love Eternal, Loken Tidebeard, who is that dwarf born in the plane of water, the Undying Dwarf, he's a shark barbarian. Very, very, very handy in combat. New World, featuring Rose O'Sullivan, who you might know now by her full title of Admiral Rose O'Sullivan of the Grand Andorran Navy.
Andorran. And she's the leader of the Navy.
She was an admiral in the Navy. She retired, opened up a bar, then you got her kicked out of her bar and new home.
Oh. Oopsie.
Then you have Treasures of the Island Part 1, Old Dear Strongback is the person you go to for that. The Demigoddess, Heather Morgan, is the person you talk to about that job. A Society So Liberated, Aldo Luros, is who you talk to about that. Eyeing Up the Pirate Queen, starring Cade Varys.
Oh, I her up all right.
What? God of Thunder, featuring Thorim the Mighty. Growing Might, featuring Odin the Wise. Men of the Timeless Isles, featuring Livia Salvito. Truth of Transmutation, featuring Germana Kalia, which might have something to do with Nihil's Razor. Law, that one's gonna have to be redone. Ocean Man, featuring Zort Sea Scrubber. Soul Hunter's Burden, Tulsi 8 Legs. Love and Might, Lancelot. Song of Decades, Clara Sky. Demon Hunter, Darius Targan. Demons of the Day, Ariel Solace. Blood of the Ocean, Chelsea Ocean. Vidia Volsel stars in The Escaped Warden's New Home. Because that warden that was responsible for everything, she escaped, by the way. And this is where she's at now. Tasha Wakefield's Lost Goddess of Cooking. And Alexander Romanov stars in Relentless Ambition. And you choose who we talk to next, Maple.
Who's the guy after the Admiral?
After the Admiral. Oh, you're talking about no, that's Oldier Strongback.
Yeah, let's talk to Oldier.
Okay. So, I guess I'll hit it 4 times. Oh, now it's taking a while to load. You see it, Sass? This is Oldier.
Yeah, I see her. Him. Her.
Him.
Her.
Him.
Him. Okay. Oh dear. Oh dear. Strongback, a thaumaturge, an orc with ambition. He is a treasure hunter, strong-willed to find ancient artifacts, good friend of Alda Luris and Claris Sky, knows the phrases magical treasures of the ancient kingdoms in all language, former bounty hunter who worked for Alexander Romanov.
Yes. He knows
Cool.
how to say secret treasures of the ancient kingdom in every language ever, including ones he should not know, including the languages
Wow.
native to this place.
Amazing.
In fact, you guys for some reason one of you hears about, wait, he stole this book? Is that what's supposed to happen? So you find your way to the Pirate King's library, and Oldier is there reading a book, and you see him walk up. It's like, so why did you call my friend a pussy when he tried to check out a book? You don't check out books from here. You take them by force. What else is a pirate supposed to do? Okay. Good to know. And he approaches you, still reading the book. It's my favorite thing in life, you know. It's not due to what you get out of it, but due to what you see and due to acquire. So there was just a minor flickering of everything here, which means that power went out for just a second. The reason we're still alive is because I have an I have a battery backup for everything important. So.
Hope you're okay over there, Matt.
Oh yeah, no, it went back on instantly. Just slight everything off.
Yeah. I'll let you lead the interaction, Maple.
I'm still not done with box text.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
But due to what you see, and due to achieve the treasure you find, there are 3 cities made of treasure. The Emerald City, the Diamond City, and El Dorado. So, let's find them. Our good friend and the local Kusanagi trade union is going to be sponsoring the trip. She's willing to bankroll the expedition, so if you agree to lead them, she's willing to give you quite a bit for personal equipment and equipment for everyone involved. I'm going to need you to sign on before I tell you how much it is, because I don't want the money swaying your opinion.
Yeah, man. I
You're
wanted
right.
to sort out the issue with the trade routes ahead of time, so.
Sounds good. 1,200 platinum over... 120,000 platinum over 4 months of time. 1,000 platinum a day for each of you, essentially.
Well, That's nice.
And you also get, and he hands each of you a bag, that for signing on. So,
We get
so
a bag. Amazing. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, and actually, it's $1,000 platinum, and then technically sign your name here on this contract.
Oh, it's one of those
And
deals. Okay.
it's not a devil contract. One of you would know very clearly this is not a devil contract.
Well,
It is a
who's the one of
magical
us?
contract in nature, but it's not devil. Well, it's Zeros.
Oh. I quickly
Who-
look through my eyes on the page and be like, oh, all these terms and conditions. I don't know. What do they mean? Do I roll for that or something? Like legal?
Nah. Just if you sign it, something fun's gonna happen. That's what he's saying.
That's the only thing I know.
Well, the terms and
If I- if
conditions
I-
are fair. They're typical explorers contracts, right? Nothing
Yeah,
shady
okay.
about these. But Ulder's like, if you sign it, something fun's gonna happen. By the way, you
So-
can
okay,
co-sign if you don't know how to read and write yourself. Someone can co-sign
A
for
condition, like a condition.
Take a look at the contract and examine it using my lore skill, given that I follow a god that specializes in contract law.
you. Okay.
True.
The minute you
Look at one
sign
of
it,
those
that
contracts.
1,000 platinum bag he gave you turns into 2,000. Sign-on bonus.
Don't.
Nice.
The contract itself is. Let me put it to you this way: there are loopholes you can exploit. It's not the best contract you've seen, but this is also a contract that is being signed by pirates, not just you guys, but also some pirates. You guys are significantly higher paid because they can trust
Pirates
you with the
can
money.
Pirates, I
This
trust this contract. Amazing. And can read. Amazing.
Oh, they definitely can't read. Actually,
fuck.
fun fact about this contract, being unable to read or write does not nullify the consequences of disobeying it.
Consequences of disobeying it?
You can't-
Or what exactly?
Fines. So, like, if you
Fines,
take
yeah.
the money and run, and they catch you, they can't, kill you, but they can fine you. So, basically, as long as you actually do what they're asking you to do, or at least attempt to, you get the grant.
Basically, do the job to the best of my ability and get paid. Got it.
Yep.
I go ahead and sign the contract.
Yep.
And while I'm here at the library, I go ahead and look for a book on ballistas. I figure this is going to come in handy later for the big game hunting quest due to the fact that we don't have access to gunpowder.
I mean, that's true.
I need some-
Ballistas are a good thing to have, but also, there are. You find a book on a particular item. It's a formula for a gunpowderless cannon. Seems to be of a more magical nature, and the explosives also seem to be more of a pure arcane force than gunpowder related.
If you need me to help craft something up, I don't know what this is off character.
This
don't
would
know
be a
what this-
magical crafting thing, so I don't think Zeros has magical crafting at the moment.
I don't? Then how did I make my bolts?
Oh, right. No, no, you do. But, no, it's alchemical crafting you've got to this level, I think, so... No, you're right, you're right.
Truly.
So, in that case, do you want to ask him any questions about the various cities? Because I'm pretty sure no one's opposed to
We
signing a
got
contract.
Emerald City.
Emerald
Is
City.
Emerald City real?
Yes.
Emerald Dorado and
There's one very common place people think the Emerald City is in. It's the Emerald Forest. But not entirely sure it's there. A lot of people also think it might be in the Aloe Desert.
Mephistopheles. I'm guessing that's the contract god.
Yes.
Oh, Mephistopheles. Go ahead.
And I'm certain the city of Diamonds piques some of your interest. After all, a city of, city made out
Listen,
of
maybe
a
it's
material
a
we
play
can
on
use to
word.
bring people back to life. Sounds pretty useful. That is where I think the city in the Emerald Forest is made out of. There's a lot, but Aloe Desert and Emerald Forest definitely have one of those two in them. And then El Dorado, I think that's in the place the dwarves call home here on this island. Just a hunch. My hunches about treasure are often good, though. Or the Aloe Desert. It's either deserts or mountains. The legend is not very certain. It just says wavy horizon leads to El Dorado. So mountains are dunes of sand.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah. Okay. With these so-called lands, do you have any
right.
other?
You guys probably don't know much about anything about these various places I'm talking about.
Yeah, it sounds like they're very like dreamlike. I just
Well,
like they're very like I go to the gold land. Oh, I go to the
no, I meant like the actual like places these are hidden in, right? They do sound very dreamlike, but these are from the time
like the
before
Emerald
history started
Forest,
getting
like
recorded. Oh, the Emerald
okay.
Forest? Oh, it's
Well,
just
you said that
the Emerald City is what I thought you were talking about. The Emerald Forest is just called that because it's known to be the home of the cult of the Jade Serpent.
well,
And it's
I am
full
talking
to the
about
brim of.
the diamond. I am talking about the Diamond City and the Emerald City, but I was like, oh, Emerald City and then Emerald Forest. Like people just make the connection. I guess that one is there because the other is there, so to
Well,
say.
yeah, but the Emerald Forest is called so because it's full of greenery. It's like, and it's
Very green.
Yeah, it's very green.
Lovely.
But I should probably give you a rundown of the various places you might need to go to.
There's probably plenty of places in the lost fuck.
Currently, the three places that we think they're cities in are Oathswar's Island, home of the dwarves, and two places on what's called the Loco Continent, the one right next to us. The Emerald Forest and the Aloe Desert.
A forest in a desert, huh?
Yep. However, there's also some other islands I should mention. The Islands of God and Devils is where you might find places like Zura's Peak and Gozre's Hidden Cove. The Island of Immortal Beast was supposedly the home of various deities risen from risen animals. You got your Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, a couple of other deities I can't remember off the top of my head at the moment. You've got the hidden island of Timeflow. You've probably heard about it. Talked about like a legend in these parts. The Treasure Coast and the Treasure Cove. Sorry, the Treasure Cape, Treasure Coast, and Treasure Cove. Treasure Cove is a very secluded spot in the continent, also where the Emerald Forest and Aloe Desert are. You've got Mount Forge, which is another homeland of the dwarves, but also, believe it or not, and I know this is going to surprise those of you not native to these lands, but also homeland to orcs. And the two tribes that live there are best friends. That mountain has orcs and dwarves referring to each other as brothers and getting along perfectly.
Oh man, they must have killed.
It's unheard of.
Cats and dogs living together. That's what that is.
Cats and dogs living together, dwarves and orcs.
Yes.
Amazingly weird.
Also, did you guys see this new study? It says that the common swine on these islands is growing muscles on their back that looks like they'll start to develop flight in a few years.
Oh my gosh.
Because the only way that orcs and dwarves getting along makes any sense to me is if pigs are also flying.
God damn it. God damn you, Matt.
Well, I mean, it's more likely than dwarves and goblins getting along, but still.
Yeah,
Dwarves and
actually,
goblins should
War
be-
Rock Island, dwarves, orcs, goblins, and gnomes all getting along perfectly.
Dungeons and Dragons more like dwarves and goblins, am I right?
And then the island of the Mantis. Turns out there's two places that the you guys remember the Red Mantis assassins? They also have home here too.
Ah,
And then finally the Valor Continent is the homeland of the nation of Babel. You also have Bombard Island, Final Island, and Pleasure Island. Bombard Island is a place that is hidden. Final Island is a place that is hidden. And we aren't talking about Pleasure Island. You gotta go to Heather or Alda if you want to talk
I feel like
about
that's
that shit.
self-explanatory.
I don't... Oh, really? You want to explain it to me then?
Pleasure Island is where you get pleasure, namely, probably the more vices of the piratey islands.
Close, but not anywhere near close enough.
Really?
Yep.
Pleasure in what way then?
Well, I mean, it is the vicey way, but it's a bit more... It's a bit more than what you're making it out to be, my friend. Given
More than what I'm making it up to
Given
be.
out of respect for Alda and Heather, I'm not going to be the one to tell you about it. You got to talk to them.
I'll get there when I'll get there. Or we'll get there when we get there, sorry.
Well, okay, leader of the caravan getting mad at me for asking when are we going to get there. I understand. We'll get there when we get there. But still.
Did I get angry at that? I don't think I said that, did I?
You didn't get
I
angry
think
at that. Oldir got angry at that.
Oh. Gotcha. Okay. Are you still looking at those books there, Zeros?
What books?
I thought you were looking at... I don't know what you're reading.
I don't know
but
what you're talking about.
listen,
what books?
you just wandered off after talking to... You just wandered off after
nah.
accepting the contract, and I'm like, okay, we're all waiting. I can start reading some books on my end if you
Waiting
want
on
me.
what? I'm already at the door.
Oldir, like, whispers in your ear, we're supposed to steal him, remember, dumbass?
Uh,
I didn't think that an elf would have such hearing problems. He says without whispering.
I've heard you the first time.
I know you heard me the first time. Get those
I've
ears
heard it.
checked, Knifey.
I just don't. If they're meant to be stolen, how the heck are they? Never mind. I'm not questioning it. Let's go.
Stolen? No, I don't know what you're talking about.
You told me to
Who?
question
Steal book?
everything. Why can't
Not
I
I.
be stealing this? Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's go.
I'm just
Where you
gonna...
wanna go?
Older just was like... I thought I'd piss him off by calling him a slur, but apparently he's cool with it. Gonna start calling him Knifey from now on. What, you gave him the K-word pass? The
I didn't
Knifier
know that was a
pass.
pass for that. I didn't
There-
know it was the equivalent to.
No,
Never mind,
it's
let's
not.
go.
There's no equivalent to it. You just gave him the Knifier pass. You shouldn't have done that. That's an orc. He's going to abuse that privilege. He's going to abuse the hell out of that privilege. You just gave him the permission to say it with impunity. Okay, who are you talking to next?
I'm gonna revoke it probably next time. I'm probably gonna, by the time I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna
You
forget.
can't
and be
revoke
okay
it.
with
Once you've given it to him, you can't revoke it.
I can revoke it anytime I like. Anyway, who do you want to talk to, Zero? Since you're the one who's kind of rushing out ahead of us to get out of the library with your book.
What book?
Okay, now. Where are we? Where
Don't
do you...
worry. It doesn't count as a crime because you're supposed to steal it.
It's kind of like
It's
you're
the
supposed
law
to-
here.
You're supposed to be unlawfully taking it from. You're
The
supposed to
law
commit
is to unlawfully take the books from the library. I don't know how to explain this any better.
How do you lawfully take from the library?
You
If
steal.
it's lawfully, if it's by definition unlawful.
No, the only lawful way to steal the only lawful way to take books from the library is to do so in an unlawful manner. Therefore, the law is to
Yes.
break the law.
Naturally, borrowing books on ballistas is fine because you're already given permission. So just stuff them in your bag of holding and be on your way.
Like this really is a library where everything gets stolen. And
You're supposed
they're
to bring it
basically
back
gonna-
at a time at your earliest convenience. But
It's-
sometimes you forget. It's not like they have late fees. You're not checking out the books.
I guess that's also a crime, right? The only way you can lawfully return the book is to unlawfully return the book.
Yes.
You have to return it after the return date. You can't.
Look, they
do it
gotta train people how to
beforehand. What
steal
are you?
somehow.
What are you? A pansy?
Yeah, what are you, a pansy? You want to check this book out legally? What the fuck's wrong with you? Steal it, like
wrong
every
with you?
other member of society.
This is what I mean when I said this library isn't gonna last.
Well, there's only 25 people that know how to read anyways on this island before you guys showed up.
Oh. We make up more than. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, they're about to find out that the one on alchemical cannons is
Our
missing
40
too.
plus members. make up
Magical cannons.
More than
Magical
half the
cannons,
members
yes.
in this
They're going
island.
to find out that that one's missing too soon enough, and then sometime later, a few months down the line, after I've read it on this boat trip that we're going on, they'll find them magically back in their place. I wonder how.
Yep.
Anyway,
The literacy we make up more literate in our group than anyone else in this.
Well,
than the rest
technically,
of the population.
the literacy
technically
percentage
Zeros
on the
is
island
because he
as a
speaks
whole.
not only he speaks like 10 different languages too.
Yes,
Well,
but
I'm
also the
trying to say
literacy
that-
rates on the island as a whole is like 20%.
Yeah.
Because, hey, you know what's a good way to keep people under tyranny? Don't teach them to read or write.
Of course, I know that. That's why I always want to advocate reading. That's why, it's the entirety of like.
Hey, Maple, do you want to
Raphael's
learn
thing.
how to read?
I didn't know he didn't know how to read.
He doesn't
be
have a
honest.
high enough int to know how to read without being taught.
Gotcha.
So, Maple, do you
Oh.
want to learn how to read?
Is Maple here?
I don't know, Maple. For a leaf fleshy, that sounds pretty gay. What are you touching all those other dudes for?
He's touching up the dudes.
Because paper's made out of trees.
Oh god. Oh my god. What are you touching all your cut dudes for?
Yeah, sounds pretty gay. So, what are you thinking, Zeros? What's
Who you heading off to?
Where are you heading off to? Because people are following you.
Oh, let's go kidnap that romance novelist's love interest that's already been kidnapped. Kidnap the kidnapped person. That sounds like a plan.
What?
The romance novelist.
Oh,
Matt
right.
Red.
No, I said that one actually happens in the middle of another one that's gonna take the rest of session. So I'd actually recommend we do
God.
that at the beginning of the next week.
Damn it.
First session.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna take the rest of the set. Holy Jesus.
Yeah,
okay.
because there's a lot of questions I recommend you ask. And there's
I'm not gonna ask
also
any questions.
a research event.
Mhm.
And research events take time.
Yeah,
And
look at
then
my
in-
wayfinder. What time is it currently?
Well, Wayfinder is a compass. But also, fun fact, that compass does not work here.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's like spinning all over the place.
Okay, so what time is it roughly?
If you were to judge based upon where the sun is at, it's high noon. Exactly noon.
It's high noon.
Well, let's see.
You want to find out what that Pleasure Island's about?
I'm already with someone. Let somebody else figure that out.
Wait, what? You're already with someone.
All it took was 1,000 plat
What is?
and a little
Probably
bit of
didn't even need the 1,000 plat. I just sweetened the deal.
That did, yeah. Let's see. Oh, the other day you were talking about the Goddess of Cooking one.
Oh, that one sounds cool. Let's investigate that.
So your chef, Tasha Wakefield, who is this wonderful person right here. She is an Afridi-born human, or a human born of basically the plane of fire and its various creatures. And she comes up to you and is like, "You guys hear there's a deity of cooking here?" There is not a deity of cooking outside of these islands. There are several deities you could probably make an argument are, but this one is apparently all about cooking. This
Sounds
is
interesting.
Oh yes,
Wow.
it's huge. It is great.
We should get our chef to.
Honestly, I would love to visit her shrine. If you find out where it is, tell me about it. I'll come with you. Doesn't matter what we're doing in that place. I'll go with you. Got my word.
Sure, give me like an hour. I'll figure it out.
Wait, what?
So
It's on
fun.
this island, right?
Oh no, not on this island. It's on. I think it's on Loco Continent somewhere. But fun fact: you actually do find out where this place is in that research event. So that's a hey, come back to me when you find out where it is. But she also gives you each about 100 gold as sort of a down payment for you to look into it when you get an opportunity.
Cool. I head back to the drunken hostess. Maybe Lily knows something about this.
Actually,
Given
fun
that she has
fact, you would
connection.
find her in the kitchen with Lily. She's trying to learn some of the recipes of the islands. So, surprisingly enough, the goddess of cooking is supposedly lost. However, every once in a while, you do find a cleric of the goddess of cooking. So they're not dead, right? They're not Eridan, where they're lost and dead. They're just not that common anymore. So seeing the shrine is like it's like a long journey for the faithful few who are able to find it or have an idea where it is.
So another loose end that I could tie up later, or I could just try asking around. I mean, that'd be
Diplomacy
the
check.
smart thing to do.
Yeah, diplomacy check.
One of the, I mean, I'm already like, I mean, don't I have to use a society check to find out who to talk to?
No.
Okay.
You just start looking for rumors.
Rumor has it. I'm guessing we
And
all
you
are,
can
or is
start
it just
looking
him?
for you can start looking for rumors specifically. It's a higher check, but you can find specific rumors.
Is it like a gathering information of it?
Yeah, it's a
Or
gather
we all-
information.
All right. I guess I head towards.
I'm gonna use a hero point because that probably isn't enough for something this esoteric.
Yeah, it's
Gather
not.
information. I think I have some. feed
Actually,
regarding
wait,
that.
let me check. Nope.
I
nope.
already used a hero point.
Yeah, that's enough. So, fun fact. Fun fact, in the famous Emerald Forest, there's supposedly a temple to the long-lost goddess Lucy, the deity of beauty and the culinary arts. So, this deity of cooking may be an offshoot of Shaylin native to the islands, or it could be something similar to Shaylin in terms of what domains and stuff, you know? Sounds Shaylin-esque, but not quite Shaylin.
Shaylin adjacent.
Shaylin adjacent. Of course, when you come back, it's like, okay, here's another 500 gold. And whenever you're heading off to the Emerald Forest, let me know. I'll come along. Well, technically, I'm always coming with you, because there's always good food to find recipes for here, so I'll be on your boat. Well, I'll be on your boat when your boat's getting ready to leave, because, you know, better things to do than just
Better
waiting
things
on a
to do.
boat 24/7. Also, good way to get seasick. I am a fire elemental born human. Water and me don't always mix. So I think things come back around to you, Raphael. Who do you want to talk to?
My mind's on the Odin one. You said I had to. We had to look at
Odin,
one. There's one person before
Thorum
him.
the Mighty is who I'd recommend you visit first.
Thorum. Okay. We shall head towards him if we know where he is.
So, actually, you go back to the docks, and it seems like there are some deceased pirates, and Thorum is not just a Spirit Instinct barbarian, but he's a Pharasman cleric. So he's going around giving last rites to these various pirates. And a gentleman approaches him and is like, Thorum? Like, god of thunder the dwarves worship over in Oathswearer's Island. Ah, yeah. The man who named me, or gave me this name, named me after a strong deity from his homeland. If he's from there, might be fun to check out. I mean, unless it's disrespectful to have a name like that. It's like, oh, no, actually, it's a sign of great respect to that deity. It's gonna be a bit weird explaining you're a cleric of another deity, but you look like the kind of guy who can prove his worth to another deity without worshiping them. And the actual person you see talking to him about that, I do have a handout for you for that person. They are a named individual.
Spirit.
Or she
instinct.
is a named individual.
A named individual. Oh.
Toko Suzaku, leader of the Peace Main Pirates. They're a group of pirates that go after, specifically, other pirates.
I am face palming right now because. Did you literally get this photo because it's a peace? He's holding up a peace sign, Maine?
No, I mean, honestly, maybe that's what led to that photo being created like that. But I did this not knowing when or where you'd come across these people. I'm gonna make a Hero Forge of sprite of them later on, but that was done by Photor. It's an AI tool for any of you unaware. And I'm not going to claim I made it because, you know, nothing wrong with AI art until you claim you made it. Because that is the wrong part.
I put in all the inputs. I didn't put any of the inputs. Anyways.
Oh, also,
So you see, a real pro get ChatGPT to ask for what inputs to put in to make.
Also, this is what their flag they fly looks like, by the way.
Huh.
Yes.
Is that familiar anywhere?
Also, this is what the Pirate Guild logo looks like as well.
Pack. In G-packs.
Apparently, it's in an ancient language no one understands anymore, but it means something along the lines of honor and freedom.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
And after she walks away saying that, he looks at you as like, well, sounds fun, right? Why don't we get together some other people, head in there, and it's a down payment. Here's 500 gold for each of you. And he hands you a bag with enough to pay the whole player character group, about 500 gold for it. And that is on Oathsworer's Island. Which, fun fact, is spelled, and this is not sounding like what it's spelled like, Oathswarers. That is Oathsworer's Island. Oathsworer's. I originally wrote down I was originally trying to say Oathswearers, but then did not write it down properly, and now think that's a cool name. Bad writing leads to cool name, my opinion.
Oathsworere.
Oathsworer's.
What is that? Is Oathsworere?
It's a horrible misspelling of the word Oathswearers, but it's Oathsworer's.
What purpose?
That
would
is
this be?
So Oathsworer's Island is a place that worships what in our world would be the deities of the Norse mythology.
Oh,
So
Norse.
yes.
Are they right? Are they raiding and everything? Are they
No.
raiding and looting?
They're one of the places where the dwarves and orcs call each other brother and drink together and sleep in each other's houses and are literally somewhat related to each other's tribes. Not through blood, but through contract and right of similar blood brother shit. How did that happen? Well,
We'll have to figure
they
it
have
out.
a common enemy.
Oh.
And they've had that common enemy since before time got weird on this island.
A long time. Enemies really unite things, don't they?
Yes. You know, you don't need a god to unite a movement around, but a devil is always
Hatred.
required.
A devil. Oh. I wonder what devil we'll meet.
And then you also want to talk to Odin, so very quickly, before I go into this, everyone roll me a D100.
Oh my god.
Except for you, Raphael. You actually automatically fail this.
Oh shit.
Everyone else, D100. Actually, technically, Maple, you don't need to worry about this because it wouldn't change anything for your particular type person.
Oh no.
And technically, only one of you had to roll this, looking upon who I have in this group. And
God damn it.
technically, so congratulations. You guys, when you woke up this morning, if you were not native to this island, or these islands, unfortunately, now you are also sharing the curse of the people of this island. Because of your particular backgrounds and particular fate that you have come up with in the morning. Unfortunately, other members of your mercenary group are also affected by the same plight as you. The reason why Raphael didn't have to roll is because, unfortunately, Raphael, you will always be at least somewhat linked to Nihil.
God damn it.
Not as inconvenient. Usually I have to pay for that.
Yes, it's not typically. It's only seen as a curse by the people of the islands, because one, not only does it make you impossible to age, but it also makes it really hard for you to starve to death or dehydrate to death. Like, it extends the ability for them to torture you with lack of food and water immensely, right? So there's downsides to this as well, but you're not aging anymore. And leshies don't
Okay,
age.
that alongside me being an elf is like, what?
Well, I mean, you
What
would have
even
already
is
lived
aging?
1,000 years, but now
It's
you're going to
another
live
1,000
until
years.
someone murders you, or you murder yourself. Which is also a harder
both.
queue. It's harder for you to murder yourself now.
God damn it. I can't even shoot myself in the future. Gavlin, I can't even commit self-death. What is this hellscape?
And Odin's like, I see. None of you guys are aging anymore either, huh? Well,
Yeah, no.
in particular, you find him in the inn while having a drink. Now it is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And he says, well, with the wealth I have, the power I have, the friends I have, the job I have, and the fact I can't age anymore, now feels like a great time to find someone to settle down with. So, Oathswearers Island and Mount Forge and Warrock Island all sound like good places to look. Why don't I get Thorum involved? You know? We can all go on a little trip between the islands. Also, would be interested to see what brought the orcs and dwarves and goblins and gnomes together to the point where we're all buddy-buddy.
That's an
Cats,
interesting sight to
dogs,
see.
bees, and wasps living with each other.
Next thing you know, we'll be living with damn liches, and nothing will be wrong with that. What is going on?
Oh, apparently, I think Oldir might have already made a joke about a study showing pigs are flying. You guys have not had flying ribs yet. Flying back ribs are great.
You telling me you've had them?
Yeah, it's a new menu item. It's the menu item of the day. But yeah, there are pigs that can indeed fly on these islands.
I mean, we think you'd see them with all the air, but wow.
So you hear a gunshot, and a pig falls to the ground from the window, and is like, "That one." Yeah, they're past.
Oh. Delicious, though.
Oh, absolutely delicious. Untamable, but delicious.
Untamable and delicious. Sounds like the best thing for hunters to have.
Yep.
Best job. Anyways. Yeah, Thorum has already organized a trip to the ocean. Can't name it exactly. And meeting up with those goblins and
No, Oathswearers is just dwarves and orcs, and so is Mount
dwarves
Forge.
and orcs.
But
Yeah, dwarves and
Warrock
orcs.
Island is goblins, dwarves, gnomes, and orcs getting along together. That's got to be a place we got to visit while we're here.
What is happening?
Peace. Whatever brought those groups together, we might be able to learn something that will help achieve our goals as the Ice Peace Project in the greater world.
That probably is a good thing.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
because if we could find a way to get the dwarves, orcs, and goblins and, gnomes to get along like they're each other's kid,
Without having to.
we are going to stop
separate
like
them.
1/10 of the wars that happen each year.
Let's try to. Well, let's hope whatever it is, it's feasible. Yeah. Well, it sounds like what unites these people are like a common enemy. It's not really sure what, but we shall see.
We'll find out on the way. We'll find out on the journey.
Yeah. Anyone wanted? This is the bar, right? Isn't it?
This is the bar, yes. What, do you want to drink now that you...
I'll be like, I'll drink to that sort of deal.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a menu to show you. Do you want... And remember, you can't order water, you pussy.
Well, I have to order it illegally, so I'm gonna...
No, you can't. It's a legal option. People are just going to refuse to order it, to serve you it, and call you a pussy.
Give me a
because,
martini.
by the way, well, first of all, martini. What are you? What's a martini? Here's what they've got, okay?
Uncivilized folk. Okay, sorry.
Here's what they've got. They've got Wild Side Sarsaparilla, which is the only non-alcoholic drink they will serve. Then they've got...
I wonder where I've heard that before.
By the way, here comes the descriptions that derailed session yesterday. Okay? We have the food options, which are scarlet ribeye with salt potatoes. Basically, a scarlet ribeye comes from a thing called a scarlet cow, specifically native to cold climates, and more importantly, you think our cows are good, right? Well, those cows, about 100 times more savory. Even got a little bit of depending upon
They're
when you harvest
even
their
more of a
meat.
delicacy.
Depending upon when
Amazing.
you harvest their meat, they can have a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of spice to them. You know, these are
How the
particularly.
heck? What do they put in those things?
That is a good question. Fun fact: they are carnivorous.
Oh, gotcha.
um,
Excellent.
and the salt potatoes are a potato native to the plane of Earth. They make everything that touches them that is salty or savory or fatty taste more salty, more savory, more fatty, you know? So a loaded salt potato is going to be something that you are going to have once and never eat a regular loaded potato again without feeling you've lost something. Then you have
You'll never you never lose the
you feel, then you have fried Lost Island bass fillet with cockatrice sauce. So cockatrice sauce is an explosion of flavor that consists of a little bit of spicy, a little bit of sweet, a little bit of sour, and very savory. And the bass is fried in a bird of the native area. It's not a cockatrice, mind you, but a bird of the native area that is specifically going to amplify the taste of any meat fried in its fat by like 20 times. So fish fried already tastes good. But imagine if that fish was fried in something that made every bite of it so delectable that you'd become addicted to that meal for the rest of your life.
Wow.
Thinking about it would make your mouth
so
water
good.
like Pavlov's dog.
It's too good to be true. In this scenario, it's too good. You can't get back from it ever again.
Then you have violet brisket, macaroni and cheese, another type of cow called the violet cow, carnivorous by the way, but they hunt rodents and they're native to this area. So that brisket is fresh. And the cheese is a very particular type of cheese. Named it yesterday. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But that cheese is something like whatever you think is the pinnacle of cheese. Yeah, it's not even close to what that cheese they use in
Pinnacle
this stuff
of
is.
cheese.
Yeah, whatever
Like
your
blue cheese?
whatever your favorite cheese is, it is shit compared to what this mac and cheese was made with. Like,
Well, the problem is there's multiple type of cheeses, so they have the max amount. They maxed out every stat.
maxed out every stat. Maxed out stat cheese.
That's every single food. It's too good to be amazing. Okay, all right.
And then
I
finally,
mean, you get you eat it so much that you just eventually you'll hate eating anything else.
well, yeah, that's literally a mechanic in the Metal Gear Solid 3. If you eat a food a lot, you'll grow to like it. And if you eat a food you like a lot, you'll grow to hate it. And then finally, fettuccine Alfredo with meat stalks. Meat stalks are a plant-based organism, or they're a plant that is specifically unable to grow without being in a winter climate. They cannot absorb melted water or they will die, and if they have direct sunlight for more than 1 hour in a day, they will die. They are grown, if they are not grown in the peaks of various mountain climates, they are typically grown in something called, I think I call them a blurry blizzard, which is basically a greenhouse, but if instead of making things warmer in a more cold area, it was to create a somewhat constant but not quite whiteout blizzard so that these plants could grow. They can be flavored using various seasonings to mimic the taste of one meat or up to 3 meats at a time. In this particular dish, every meat stock is flavored to have a perfect mixture of shrimp, scallops, and a little bit of chicken. And it's entirely plant-based. It's an entirely plant-based meal.
Nutrition.
It's not vegan approved because it's Alfredo, but it is a vegetarian approved dish. And then drinks, you have oh, I forgot this. You have Leviathan Eye Rum, Orc Killer Whiskey, Steel Brew Ale, Steel Brew Mead, Steel Brew Whiskey, and Steel Made Hard Apple Cider. And then Wild Side Sarsaparilla. Essentially, I'm not going to describe those things at the moment, but let's just say you aren't going to have a root beer or sarsaparilla better than that Wild Side stuff. It's sweet, fruity, it's got everything.
What
you
is
could
the
ask.
name of this place?
These are the delicacies of the Time Lost Islands.
The delicacies of the Time Lost Islands.
Yes.
Has anyone else heard of this place? Delicacies of the
No,
Time Lost
no.
Islands?
This is your inn. These are what's being served every day at your inn.
I'm asking because
The
It
name
is
of the
the quality
establishment
of
is the
food.
Drunken Hostess.
Yeah, the
I'm
Drunken
saying that
Hostess.
because if this is the quality of food, then I'm betting many people are coming over here to eat this stuff.
Nope. Actually, the only people you know from outside of the islands who have found the islands are you guys. And you were shown here by a native of the islands who didn't even know the outside world existed. Who accidentally discovered it because they went a little bit further from the Isle of Timeflow and entered into the outside world, right?
Nah,
Yes,
they've never seen the outside world. That means whenever they're gonna be like, we can't, they never exported it. That means they've been hoarding it. This is a great crime to humanity. This is even worse. Everything that Nihil has done pales in comparison to this.
To be fair, Neo's the reason why they haven't been exporting because, well, one, they used to export to...
Oh, this is their greatest crime.
This is Neo's greatest crime. The food is so... Also, the other greatest part of this crime is that people commonly die of starvation in this area of the world. Not because...
That's even worse.
That's even worse, yes. The food here is great, but you know... Not everyone gets it. Not everyone gets it. No one can find the place, and the people who are here, one of the most common causes of death is starvation. You have not seen a single person on this island that is fat, by the way. Not because the food is not going to fatten you up, but because, well, it's a little common you don't get more than a couple meals per week for the average person. Pirates often are fed pretty well, but the commoner of most places maybe gets a meal or two a week.
Wow. Great crime to humanity. Great crime to humanity.
Yes, no, this is like... The food here is amazing, and people are starving. This is the worst crime you could commit.
This is the worst crime.
So what are your orders?
3.
Well, I guess
I'll have the steak and mac this time.
You mean the brisket?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm not that hungry. I'll just have a sarsaparilla.
I thought you were gonna drink.
Also, I'll go ahead and have the coffee again.
Yes, the blacker than the blackest soul coffee. How was it last time?
Kept me awake. Served its purpose.
Okay.
Had a decent flavor palette.
Yes. Are you positive you're okay with drinking that stuff black? Because the last, 3 people we served it to are dead when we served it to them black.
Oh, I have a high caffeine tolerance, so I'll be fine.
Okay.
He's gonna have to roll a D100.
And what about you, Bartok? What are you getting on this menu?
On this menu? What's on the menu?
That's one way not to
He
get hungry off
he must have
of it.
been putting in his stuff still. So
Bartok's gonna get his usual
Okay. So he's going to eat the carnivorous cows then.
Yes.
A scarlet ribeye and loaded salt potato.
Hmm.
So you guys have your meal for today. You've had breakfast and lunch, which is more meals than the average commoner gets in a week.
Wow.
By the way, cooking the meals is not hard. Like, to give you an
What is-
idea of how fast those meals are being made, you order it, 5 minutes later it comes out.
You really are trying to make the best of everything, are you? For this one place that gives them meals.
This place is considered like this place is called an inn, but anywhere else it would be a fine hotel. Like, this is a fine dining, like, to give you an idea, hey, Zeros, what is the thing about your bedroom that is absolutely, completely controllable? That's not really a thing, even in our modern setting.
Chemically cooled bed sheets and pillows.
Yes. Alchemically cooled or heated, so you can get it whatever temperature you so desire.
Given that this place is a fucking swamp, I have mine at 45 degrees.
Yes. Well, technically, despite the very varied climate of the place, most of the colder parts of the island are due to altitude, not climate. Because climate, this entire set of islands is in the tropics of the world. And as for the reason why people are starving in the outside world, it's because, again, this is how you control people, making sure they don't get fed.
Damn. Maybe we can give this food to the what, I don't know how to the where there's dwarves and orcs and
Well,
goblins and the
unfortunately,
other
you
place.
can't take the food to go. That,
Why not?
well, because they don't want the recipes getting to the outside world.
Oh, that's selfish of them. Come
Well,
on.
Well, to be fair, they don't need other tyrants coming to their doorstep saying, "Oh, look, a nation of pirates. Pirates are criminals. We should take them out."
I never said they're gonna know they're pirates.
Oh, trust me. With the way a lot of these guys build their flags, they're gonna know they're pirates within like 5 seconds.
Hmm. Is it ever possible to give a recipe without revealing they're pirates?
Well, no. The problem is if you give a recipe or take the food outside of the islands and give it to someone might be like, "Let's launch an expedition into this mythical place," and then they find the
Well,
pirates.
without explaining who it came from, right? You can't.
Well,
Okay.
well, if you don't explain who it comes from, then they're going to just eat pirates and be like, "Oh, criminals." But if you explain where it comes from, you're going to think, "Well, we can't let these criminals have this wonderful food." This is like one of the easiest places to get into the islands from. This is like close by to one of those easiest places to get to and leave the islands from, right? So, like, this would be potentially a stop number 1 of a whole expedition force. But I see you want to share this food with the rest of the world. And you know what? Someone else has a similar idea. Our final side quest for today that I'll set up. Rose O'Sullivan, A New World. You managed to find Rose chatting up with the Pirate Queen on her actual personal residency on the island. But when, they're basically talking about what you guys were talking about. The food of the islands, the drinks of the islands, and supplies necessary for traveling around the islands. And, well, She approaches you and says, "Well, it's good to see you all. You know how weird sailing is in this place? If you haven't, you need to look at your compass, because it's weird. Really weird. And hard as nails, even when you've got the right equipment, too. We've got probably one ship of our own that can handle this place. And, well, it's a good idea to get as much experience sailing these waters as we can if we can need to come back with more ships. So, I'm going to be your guys' personal captain when we go out to sea, but I have some things I'd like you to gather for me. Of course, I'll pay you very well per single item on this list. If you want to know, 50,000 gold. Not each, but total for each item you find. The list of items she needs is a time-adjusted compass, a map of the time-lost islands, sea charts, as many as possible,
Mapping and compass. I
fun
wonder where
fact,
she's
there are
gonna go.
unique Apex items in this part of the world. You need to get every member of this group equipped with one of them.
Wait, of the mercenary group?
Yep. Every member of Gen 1, right? So everyone that's here needs one of
That's
those before
like
they leave. That's a lot. Yeah, I
40
know.
people.
Yep. 500 barrels of rum.
Wait, what? 500?
500 barrels of rum, yes. 500 crates of food. A custom Jolly Roger design for your group. 300 books on regional languages. 5 custom spell scrolls. And at least 1 new paracausal ability.
This is like...
Which technically she's like, by the way, I heard Gavilan got a minor one, so gives you 50,000 gold to split amongst the group. So you get 50,000 gold every time you get one part of all of those items. And a bonus upon completing the entire list.
Amazing. That's some deep pockets you got there, Rose.
Well, when you're rescuing the Empress of your nation, or your allies' nation that you technically work for, there is no expense needing to be spared. Also,
True.
do you know how good the food and rum here is? Like, seriously, have you tried the rum?
Okay, maybe not the rum.
Well, fucking pussy, first of all. Second of all, it's amazing. Anyways, see you guys around, and, I mean, unless you got any questions for me.
What are you planning on doing with all this?
Docking the ship as we go from port to port, and whatever we get on our way back, we can use to help supply whatever forces we need to take back our kingdoms. Or we could also share this with our other allies, tell them that we've made agreements with one of the forces of this place, make sure they don't go after them, but help us liberate the islands. Either way we go about it, this could be a great tool for both diplomatic and also navigation purposes. Because part of the reason we can't invade a place like this without these items is it's a logistical nightmare.
I see why, yeah. Well, that sounds like a big thing. Yeah, no, the whole thing to try to connect us to them once we get out will be definitely.
Also, I hear the boss wants us to bolster our forces, so Apex Islands would help with that.
Hey, these islands work out, you know. Maybe we can get the... Yeah.
Any more questions?
You guys got any questions? None on my end. Uh, yeah. Well, definitely. Yeah. All those crates. Try to find them all, and all those maps, and all
Also,
those.
if you can get a time-adjusted compass, we're gonna need one of those before we leave.
Yeah, you mentioned the time adjusted compass.
Yeah, like within the hour, if you can.
Oh, why? Oh gosh.
We're not leaving within an hour, but like if you can get it within an hour, there'll be a bonus involved.
Okay. All right. Hmm. What's what's the use of getting within the hours for before we go on a goose chase?
I
Hey,
want to see
Matt,
if you can. What?
do I need to buy recipes?
Mm,
I'm assuming I
maybe.
do.
I thought they said they don't
Maybe.
like go over their recipe.
I mean,
Well,
normal
no,
alchemists you
no.
don't, but
Well, I mean, maybe more, maybe a couple of them, but yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, upon hearing that they wanted a time-adjusted compass in an hour, my character's already disappeared from the group without saying a word.
So, if you
I
want to,
guess I start trying to find it. If I just want to learn. Oh, just to see if we can. Okay.
yeah, just to see if you can find it within an hour. Speaking of which, Bartok, how did you get to this island? Did you sail here with people or by yourself or?
Mm, I was born here.
I thought you were born in the mainland, according to what you were telling me.
No.
You Babel. Your nickname is Babel.
Oh wait,
This is
I'm
not. This is
confused.
not territory controlled by Babel. So how did you get to this island? This is the
Same way
lawless
everybody else
part.
does.
Yes, which is why I'm asking you: did you sail here by yourself, or did you captain the ship that sailed here, or
It's
were you a
kind of
passenger?
impossible to sail by yourself.
That you Okay? Did
How'd you
you
get there?
But
captain a
yes,
ship? Wait, it's kind of
no, I
impossible to
was.
sail by yourself, but yes. Did I hear you correctly?
Yes.
Sounds like someone already has a time lost compass, time adjusted compass.
Mm.
So I would be right now sourcing a magnetic needle, and the other parts needed for a compass from material from this island.
Believe it or not, it's not quite how the time adjusted compass works. Um, this is an actual magical item, and it's about 10,000 gold to get one of these things. You only need one of them, they never break and never need to be recalibrated. And more importantly, these compasses don't actually point north, right? If they are, you can set these to particular towns and places that are currently on the map of the time adjusted compasses settings, which constantly update as new places are able to be sailed to. But the time adjusted compass will basically act as a naval GPS. It'll point you towards the direction regardless of what way you're currently facing.
Yeah, so I'll head over to the town's markets. They should still be open at this time of the day.
Oh, of
It's
course.
probably like 1 or 2 o'clock.
Of course.
Which of these shops nearby would be most likely to have it in stock?
So, the Mage's Market would be most likely to have it in stock. And in particular, the marketplace is not often individual shops. So typically it's like street stalls, even for the time lost compass. However, 10,000 gold is the average cost. That society check would tell you that's an overpayment by like a lot. And that these things are like, they'll take advantage of tourists. You should know the actual price for one of these things is about 1,000. But if they think you're a foreigner and don't know it, they'll upcharge you quite significantly.
So yeah, I go ahead and walk over to the mage's stalls there.
Mm-hmm. And I would like to remind you that this is in gold tendrils, which, you know, your currency that you have isn't tendrils at the moment. It's gold pieces from Taldor, which are much more are worth a lot more.
I'm sorry, but I didn't join at the same time as the party. My currency carried in was 10,000 platinum from winning an arena tournament in the parallel timeline to this.
Yes.
Granted, it's slightly different than the platinum from this timeline, but it is still pure platinum, so...
What I am trying to say is that it's like you can get this with a platinum piece because, you know, they're talking tendrils. So that's a critical success on society for this. So basically, you know everything you need to say. You don't need to make me a diplomacy check, and I just need 10 platinum from you, or a platinum piece from you. Or no, it's 10 platinum. 10 platinum?
Yeah, I'll
10.
flick them 10 plat and say, yeah, the most I can do for you is 10 plat.
They look at the coins, look back at you, hand you 4 of them, and just say, deal?
Excellent. Pleasure doing business with you. I will adjust my currency accordingly from today's gains.
Mm-hmm. I will also like to point out, he did not mean to hand you 4 of them. He was just like, this is actually complete platinum pieces, hands you 4 by accident, but doesn't really care. It's not stealing, it's perfectly legal. You are not committing any crimes. It's just someone being like, this is actual platinum. So when you get back, that's another 50,000 to split amongst your whole group. And
I keep one of them for myself, pass one of them off to Raphael, and I'll hold on to another one for another member of Group 1.
And what about the captain? You giving one? Oh, you're giving
Naturally,
one to her,
I'm
right?
giving
Yeah,
one to them.
right.
I'm keeping one for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm handing one to Raphael, and I'm going to give one to Gavilan to see what happens.
And we'll see what happens next week. Because, like I said, that was going to be the final thing I introduced. So, next week on the Saturday session or Sunday session, we'll vote on it. But we'll do that research event. Because that way we can do a couple more things after that. But yeah, we're most of the way through with, sorting out these things. My main question to you guys at the moment is, what are you guys feeling would be the most pertinent?
My notebook.
What do you feel would
okay,
be
it's
the
fine.
most pertinent place to start out of what you know of? So currently you've got Emerald Forest jobs, you've got Aloe Desert jobs, you've got Island of Gods and Demon Lords jobs, and you've got probably one of the best places to start from GM recommendation is with Mimi's job on the island of Immortal Beast, because she's right. The people here like to party, and a free supply of infinite alcohol is great for parties involving the people here. So, personally, that's what I'd recommend. I'll make an actual poll for it later on, but just a vibe check at the moment.
Let's see, so that's 100,000 gold 3 ways.
Yep.
Plus another 1,000 between the other things to each of us.
No,
That would
1,000
be-
per piece for 2 other jobs, and another 600 and 500 for another job a piece. And then 2,000 plat a piece for all of you, too. To be fair, one of the goals of your job on this island is to get Apex items. These Apex items are not cheap.
We cheat. I'm joking.
Also, I would like to point out that maybe if I give you enough gold, you'll start spending it. That's a joke, but you guys are like that Pros ED video about items with gold. But I only have 50,000.
Yes. Well,
Well, let's see, I would have 37,100 gold from that.
Mm-hmm.
Roll20 isn't meant to take currency in 5 digits. Interesting.
Well, no, you can put 5 digits. Only a few of them will appear on screen, though.
Yeah, it overflows.
Yeah.
It'll only show 4.
Yeah, it'll only show 4, but it will it'll keep track of the whole set. You just gotta click over, right? So, but yeah, no, that's it for this week. Goodbye, everyone. See you next week.
Bye bye.
Yep.
Later.
Later.